Alrighty. While this is playing out, we're gonna get everything kind of up and running here. A little bit of Nintendo Disco to finish things up. I feel like that's appropriate considering this is the theme song for the entire podcast. I feel like it's a good idea to have that as the starter. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Let's go ahead and bump up the low a little bit on this, and we're gonna bring down the high. I'm doing here on my mixer what I normally do in the actual tracks themselves. Alright, so we're gonna go to this. Boom! What's up? So I'm trying something a little bit different this time around while this is finishing up here. I'm actually trying my first dual PC stream. So I'm doing this actually from my Mac, but I have it captured into my streaming PC. So this is a first attempt at this. We'll see how it goes. We will see how I actually like it and if it works the way that I want it to. I'm really hoping it does. We'll let this finish up. Although it does have just a bit longer. But so far everything actually looks like it's pretty good. Audio balance is pretty nice. I'm happy with all of that. Let's actually go ahead and do this. We'll bring the mic down a little bit closer to me. Make it just a little bit nicer for all of you listening at home, which may not be very many of you, but in the post it will sound very good. Enjoy that, those of you who are here, and those watching things later, which may or may not be people. Hello. I adore you. Alrighty, we're doing the thing. We're gonna go ahead and do the thing. After Popsky has iterated enough and fades it out beautifully because Popsky is a master at what he does. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get things started here. Let's go ahead and actually hide that. Let's go ahead and let's close out of Twitter for now. Just gonna do that. So hi everyone, good to see you. Nice to have you here. This is episode 122 of Geek Out Nerd Rage that I am editing. Big warning, as it said on Twitter, as it says in the title, there are going to be spoilers in this episode for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. If you have not seen it, I adore you, but I recommend not listening / watching. If you have seen it / don't care, hang out, enjoy yourself. Please feel free to ask questions. I like to explain what I'm doing while I'm doing it and try not to just sound crazy. Okay, I'm going to sound crazy no matter what I do. There's no getting around that, I'm aware. All right, so let's go ahead and get things started here. What I have right now, I have a track from Josh, I have a track from Will, I have a track from myself, actually, that I'm going to rename really quickly. Hello? RSS. And I'm going to have Wonder Twins. All right. So the Wonder Twins track is Josh and William put together. And it is what I am going to be syncing their tracks to. Josh's track being this one here, William's track being this one here. And you'll notice that I have tried to give myself some really easy editing points. The way that I've done that is while we were recording, I had each of them do this. So I'm going to go ahead and solo this track really quick. So it's just this track that we're hearing. And let's actually check audio balance at the same time.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I don't need that track to be super loud. This track is the one that I actually care about. I'm going to zoom in a little bit further. So in particular, this marker right there is what I really care about, because that's the sharp clap that Josh gave me. What's nice about a clap is it's just like the marker that you see in kind of like, oh, we're filming this movie and we want to give that little and rolling clack. That marker is the same idea. It gives a visual and audible cue so that everything can match up properly in post. So now what I'm going to do is actually also solo this track, and we should
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Beautiful. It sounds wonderful. Just to make sure 100%, I'm actually going to bring this volume down a little bit. So that way it isn't completely masking the other one.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Pretty good. I'm happy with that. Whoop. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I thought it was going to undo my volume. But that is not the case. So we're going to go ahead and redo that drag. Save it just so that I don't mess that up. And we're going to bring this back up to 0 decibels. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so Josh's track, all set. Don't need to worry about that no mo. Now I'm going to care about William's track. William was a little bit more of a butt when he did his. William did not start his track over, so I have to find his 1, 2, 3, clap 1, 2, 3. So where did he... Is this here? Mute. No, that is not there. Is it here?
That's really funny.
No, that's him cracking knuckles. Cracking knuckles, everyone. Ah, here we are. This is 1, 2, 3, yeah?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. He's doing the clapping and the 1, 2ing, and 3ing. So we're going to actually cut this track here, make life easier on ourselves. And we're going to bring it on back. So Josh was there. William is here. So let's go ahead and bring that down. I have lost it, folks. Completely lost it. Alright. Unmute. Listen.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wonderful. We have done everything. So now we're going to unsolo these tracks. We're actually going to mute this one. We do not care about the Wonder Twins track anymore. What's nice about the Wonder Twins track, what's nice about this track is it's a reference point for the rest of the episode. I don't really need to care about it, but if I really, really want to, it is there for me to work with. What I'm actually going to do is reorganize these a little bit. So I'm going to move Wonder Twins out of the way. We're going to let these three sit by each other. We're going to group these up, save it. Josh's audio track, not a part of the group. He's feeling left out. So we're going to fix that right now, or right meow, depending on how you look at it. And we're going to do that in a couple of different things actually at the same time. I'm going to make sure that my audio sounds good here. I always like the different versions of the word sync because there's... I always like the different... Okay, so I'm actually pretty quiet in comparison. I don't know what happened, but I think that my audio for this entire thing, they were saying that I sounded fine, but I feel like I'm pretty low in comparison. And if you actually look at the physical waveforms themselves, I'm a significantly smaller waveform than everyone else that was recording. So something was going funky with my audio, so we're going to fix that. Well, try to fix that at least. And see what we can do to make life a little bit better for me, because in the end, I'm the one that matters, and I have editing rights. It's great to be that guy. All right, so to do that, we are going to do a couple of different things. First thing we are going to do is we're going to mess with the EQ. Oh, why'd you put that down there? Why'd you do that? Don't do that. Silly, silly, silly. Don't know why I did that. All right. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to do my favorite part, which is EQ balance. EQing is something that's relatively straightforward, but it's something that I do each time manually instead of just having a kind of print of what I usually do, because I just like to make sure that I'm doing it right, and I like testing my ear. So what we're going to do is actually what I did manually on my mixer, my physical mixer that I'm using for this episode. And what I did is the low end, so the lower portion of the audio range, I actually brought that up a little bit. So you're hearing more of the bass of my voice, and I brought the high end or the treble part of my voice down The idea with this is it's giving it a fuller, rounder bottom end to the sound. So just like we like fat bottom girls, we like fat bottom audio. And we're going to just kind of boost that a little bit, give it a little bit of oomph, and make life sound way, way better. And by life, I mean my dulcet tones. So let's go ahead and actually bring up the audio just a little bit so I make sure that I have that properly. And pardon the little bit of the beep if you can hear that, but I always like the different versions of the word sync. Okay, so you can see how we're going to do this by going through, and we are eventually going to want to bring this up. What we're going to try and do to find the right frequency, because this is all broken into hertz, 75 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz, is we are going to drop the audio to as low as we can make it. In this case, minus 25 decibels, or minus 24. Actually, can I bring that even lower? I wonder. Can I bring that to minus 50? No. Minus 24 is the most of this will do. That's fine. And we're going to listen to the track back and find out where my voice loses all of its resonance, where that bassy resonance beautifulness is gone. And then we're going to accentuate that a little bit. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, we're going to try and dial this down a little bit further. Versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions. So to me, my voice sounds the most dead at about 240 or 270 hertz. So what I'm going to do now is actually bump this up to 7.5. Kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different. So you can hear this kind of sounds like flat and nasally, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word. So that works out really well. Now for the other end of the spectrum, we're going to do the exact opposite. Since we want to bring eventually the top end down, we are going to bring this all the way up, and we're going to find out where it sounds the most nasally and annoying. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink. We're actually going to bring this. Kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different. All right, so now we have our quote-unquote better balance. We have my lows brought up and my highs brought down. So to give you a comparison, sorry again, listen back. We'll go ahead and turn this off. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word sink. So it sounds a lot fuller, a lot richer to me. And that's what matters, because this is my podcast after all. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to leave it with what we've got. So the next part that we're going to do to try and make up for the fact that I was apparently pretty quiet is we are going to put on some audio. So we are going to go ahead and what do we want? We're going to put on the compressor. I'm going to put that onto stereo. Again, you put it down there. Why would you do that to me? Where is this? Oh, no. There it is. Cool. Again, this is all, for me, self-taught stuff. So I'm going to go classic, the graph, and then just tweak it to where I like it. Ratio is 3:1. Makeup, -1. Limiter is on. Threshold. Put that down to -5. And let's go ahead and see if we can. I always like the different. All right, so let's go ahead and bump this up. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's. Let's actually break it up here. I always like the different versions of the word sink, because there's, kitchen sink. So I've now artificially brought my voice up. I've automatically made it so that it's better. Actually, what happens if I just do this? I always like the different versions of the word sink because there's, kitchen sink. I always like the different versions of the word. Interesting. So I could try that instead. Let's see how that goes. Don't know. We'll find out together. It will be an adventure, as they say. I always like the different versions of the word sink because actually, because of that, let's go ahead and I'm going to mess with the curve a little bit more, actually. Yo, what's up, Cosby? How you doing, buddy? How are you, friend? Let's bring that down. I always like the different versions of the word sink because there's... I always like the different versions of the word... All right, great. So I think that is actually going to be really solid for fixing my particular issue, which was I was being too quiet. And hopefully that is the case. So let's go ahead and compare now. So we have these three. Should work.
Yay.
We should be good.
Synced.
Hooray.
I always like the different versions of the word sink because there's, kitchen sink. Cool. That looks like it is going to work for us. And actually, that was the starting point that I wanted to use. I always like the different... So we're going to go ahead and actually edit this to here. Oh, we need to fix Josh before we do this. We almost made a gigantic mistake just now. And by we, I mean me. So you'll notice that there's this little Q marker here on the left-hand side of all of the tracks. I am glad to hear that, Cosby. Enjoy your summer to the fullest extent that you can. The problem that we run into is if I were to just make an edit right now, tracks 1, 3, and 4, so RSS, Will, and the Wonder Twins, would edit together. If I made a change to one, that change would be automatically pushed over to the other ones. However, Josh would be left out in the lurch and would not have these edits. So we're going to fix that right here, right meow. By doing that, we're going to actually bring up our wonderful little panel here, which is still down. That is going to be super annoying. Anytime that I open this up, it's going to be on the other side. And you'll notice that group is set to 1. We're going to go ahead and put Josh in group 1 as well. And all of a sudden, Super Q shows up. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just do that. That's fine. So now, if I were to edit one, I edit all of them all put together. Yo, what's up, Space Alien? Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I always like the different... So we're going to go ahead now and cut right there. You'll notice all of the tracks get cut at the same time. I can delete. And now I'm free to put this where I want. Now, just like with any other episode, I like to give it a 15-second lead-in, which is at this point the 8.5 measure mark. And the reason that I like to do that is I'll have roughly a 15-second kind of fade in or intro with the theme song that I'll add later on. And then I'll have a fade out into the actual audio of the track. Chilling after work? Yo. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy yourself. It's a good time. So we're going to go ahead now and instead of just having this suddenly show up and be like, hey, I'm loud and I'm right here, we're gonna make things a little bit nicer. We're just gonna have a quick fade in, so everything's gonna be down, stuck at 0, and then we'll have it just all at once. Just go. We're gonna shoot up, and the way that you can see this actually happening is if you go ahead and watch the slider over here on the left-hand side. This is the actual volume for the track. Yo, what's up, Fives? Yeah, dude. Logic is lots of fun. I love it. You'll notice that for the first couple of seconds here, all the tracks are at 0, and then all of a sudden, I always like the different versions. They have shot up sync because there's and now they're available again. And then there is audio sync. Great. I've now mentioned all the wonderful versions of the word sync that I like, and we're going to go ahead and mess with the other tracks that we have.
Oh, so I'm trying to think of any more. Sync. Nope, just sync.
So these are all not spots that I want to use because there isn't a lot of dialogue that happens. There's a lot of empty space. I can loop this, but that's really annoying and it doesn't give me a lot to work with in terms of what he's actually saying. I don't want to use these spots here because we're talking over each other and I want to get, no, actually, you know what? It doesn't matter as much because unlike when we used to record this live, there's no audio bleed between the microphones. When I was recording live, I would have to actually really be concerned about when one person was talking versus another person when I was trying to do this, because you do get picked up a little bit in the other person's microphones. This is not the case anymore. That said, still going to go ahead and pick a section that's pretty long here. The reason that I'm highlighting this here is this sets it as an automatic repeat section for me. So I can just let this go.
I'm sure there was
but we made
what's
it.
the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was
Okay, it's just going to keep on looping.
We made what's the old show? What's the
it
old
loops
show
and loops
with
and
the,
loops and loops.
I'm sure.
So that's all we care about there. So we're going to go ahead, get this one soloed. So we're only going to focus on William. William is the only one that we care about. Don't let him hear me say that, or he will get a giant ego. We'll open the mixer, and we'll do the same treatment that we did to my track, but to William's track, where we're going to add the EQ. You stupid program. So I have this technically on my second monitor, and it keeps on bringing up the mixer and stuff on the main monitor, and I want it to be on this one, but it's not actually listening to me. Being a butt. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing where we drop out William's bass, narrow it down a little bit, and we find that happy resonance point. Happy little accidents. Except this is no accident. We're actually intending to do this.
I'm sure there was a what's the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was a what's the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was a what's the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was a. All
right, so we got that one, and we're going to do the exact opposite for the high end as I was doing before. Hello. Bring that all the way up. Shrink it down a smidge.
I'm sure there was a. What's the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was a. What's the old show? What's the old show with the?
And you'll notice that generally, for most men, you're going to have the low end be somewhere in the mid 200s, and you're going to have the high end be in the mid 2000s. So it's a wide range that you're working with, but it works out really, really nicely. It's a general rule of thumb that that's where you're going to be aiming. So if you want to kind of cheat a little bit and go right to the 2000 range or the 200 range, you can. I like to do it the way where you start and slide in, so that way you have a comparison and you can really hear what you're doing versus just saying, this is where I think it's going to be. I'll just set it and forget it and then not worry about it. To give you a good comparison again, this is it with it off.
I'm sure there was a... what's the old show? What's the old show with the? I'm sure there was a. What's the old show? What's the old show?
So you'll notice it is a little bit fuller. It's a little bit more, has a little bit more warmth to it than it did previously. We're gonna go ahead and actually cheat just a smidgen. We're gonna bring the compressor that we had over here and duplicate it here, but we're gonna tweak it just a little bit because William is significantly louder than I was. So we're going to go ahead and limit him in a way that I wasn't limited. We're going to toss that on there. We're going to bring that makeup to about -1. Ratio is still going to be 3. Threshold, -15. Makeup, 1.5. Output gain. Great.
I'm sure there was a... what's the old show?
All right, so William is a lot more in line with what I am. So if we were to go back now, undo that loop, undo that, and we were to compare myself to William, S-I-N-K versus S-Y-N-C.
Okay. Is there another one?
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to think of any more. Sync. Nope, just...
Sync...
No,
well,
I got nothing.
I just like
Cinco de Mayo?
that we made this, what are those words called? Like 2, 2, and 2, or your...
Homonyms?
Okay, so William's still a little bit loud, but overall that is okay. We can actually do a little bit more with me later on if we decide that it's really bad. But but we're not going to worry about it. Hey, what's up, Dead Fox? How you doing, nerd face? Nerd face. All right, and now we're going to listen to Josh, and Josh likes to talk, so finding a spot for him is really, really easy. You have a British accent? You have a British accent. How about that? Bet you didn't see that coming, did you, Dead Fox? Didn't think so. All right. We're going to do the same thing to Josh now. We're going to make his life a living hell. Boop. Boop. And window and 2. No, it's still doing it down there. You piece of poopity poop. Pippity poop depends. That's going to be really annoying if I have to keep doing that. I don't think I have to, though. I thought I had a Boston accent? Why would you have a Boston accent, Dead Fox? That literally makes no sense. Literally 0 sense. None whatsoever. Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally.
That doesn't surprise me, Cosby,
So what is a
actually.
word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting.
All right, so there's Josh. We'll do the opposite.
I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this? I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word?
Great. That sounds fantastic. What is this software? This is Logic Pro. Logic Pro X, actually, to be more specific. And we're going to grab what we had for Sheppy and plop that onto Josh. Why did that not turn? Oh, that's because it wasn't on. So you can tell that there weren't any audio bumps. There weren't any EQ things there. So that's why I was confused for a moment. And I knew to fix it. I'm glad that I fixed it. All right. Let's make sure that his EQ, or not EQ, his wonderful classic VA is working properly. All right, he has the right thing. He has that. He has that. He has that. He has 1/2, 3, 15. Limiter is on. And
I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it?
yes, they are, Dead Fox. All of that is true. All right, we are going to do one last thing to kind of make this a little bit nicer if we can. So what compressors do is they take those sounds that are really, really high and really, really low and tries to normalize them. Limiters tries to prevent you from really peaking. And what's really nice about these compressors that I was using is it has a limiter built into the compressor as well. Some physical audio devices, some mixers will actually have compressors or limiters built into them. I don't have that in my stuff. So that's why I do audio ones or digital ones as opposed to other physical ones. And Drink and Play Portal 2. Yeah, I see how you, yeah. We're not going to do that. That was a bad idea the one time. Bad. So now what we're going to do is we are going to try and find those times where audio is really low and kind of fuzzy in the background, and we're going to try and get those to vanish as best as possible. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to set up what's called a noise gate. A noise gate says I am going to take anything that is below a certain decibel threshold and automatically cut it out entirely. I'm going to make it so that there isn't anything there to potentially cause problems. Particularly if you have like background hisses or some like really low constant sound in the background or something. Noise gates can work really, really well to help prevent that from being a problem. Software like, say, the Twitch desktop app, the Discord app, even OBS to an extent, have these noise gates built into them, they're not the most robust because they are really just saying, hey, I want to be very unsophisticated and say hard limit, anything below this threshold, instantly cut off. Anything above the threshold, instantly cut on. What we can do with the compressor or the noise gates that are on this software or in this software is be a little bit more nuanced in what we want to try and do. So we're going to go ahead and put this stereo noise gate on. And the reason we want to do stereo is because we do have two audio tracks coming out, technically a left and a right, and we want to work from there. So the threshold that we're working with right now is anything that we determine is below 50 decibels. So it's kind of tough. I don't quite have a full understanding of, how it determines what the negative 50 is. But I believe that if it's anything that if we reduce by 50 decibels, it would completely cut out. So if it was below 50 decibels anyway, it would just say nope. Then it would be shut down entirely. We're going to go ahead and change this up a little bit. We're actually going to up this to about 40. And we'll leave these here. So now...
I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's this?
And you'll notice it was kind of flickering between open and closed. That's what we really care about because open and closed tell us that it's working and active or not working and inactive. So now, if we go back, there was some stuff earlier on, if I remember correctly, like in this beginning section, if we go ahead and solo William, I think. Okay, so you're hearing kind of this little... That's happening when we're getting these little bits of audio here. If we were to actually fully turn off this noise gate on William's track, bring that over, and let's just isolate Williams. I'll repeat that here. So you're hearing there's just a lot of hiss. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can definitely hear that. And to me, that bugs the shit out of me. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. And now that bugs me even more because there's that little bit of... what's nice is William actually was fairly loud this entire time, which is awesome. So we're going to bump this up even further and see if we can cut this off. Look at that. We're not getting any of those little bumps. And if we were to turn this off and let it keep playing.
Okay. Is there another one? Cinco de Mayo?
We have made William sound infinitely better. To give you a comparison, one more time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and play that exact same section yet again. So you're hearing a lot of background noise.
Okay. Is there another one?
We're still hearing a lot of hissing.
Cinco...
And then if we just listen one last time with this turned on.
Okay. Is there another one?
Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, we may have to come back to that and tweak it a little bit further because it may not be a perfect science right away. But at least for the beginning portion, that sounds way, way better to me. And now we've actually done a significant portion of the editing that I like to do. When it comes to podcast editing in general, I am of the mindset that what has happened, and I like to try and keep it as authentic as possible. That said, I will go back every so often and remove the little bips and burbles and that may have occurred. So it's not to say that I won't do it. It's just that I don't like to do it if I don't have to. So we're going to go ahead now and play it and basically just listen back and try and tweak things a little bit as we go. I always like the different versions of the word sync because there's, kitchen sink, and then there is audio sync, S-I-N-K versus S-Y-N-C.
Okay. Is there another one?
Oh, so I'm trying to think of any more. Sync. Nope. Just
sync.
No,
well,
I got nothing.
I just like
Cinco de Mayo?
that we made this. What are those words called? Like 2, 2, and 2, or your
Homonyms?
Homonyms. Thank you.
Yes,
My brain
homonyms.
could not process.
I'm sure there was
that
a
actually- But we made
what's
it.
the old show? What's the old show with the the bill sitting on Capitol Hill?
Oh,
My brain.
Schoolhouse Rocks.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
sure there was
We
like
got
one
that
of
at the
those
same
on,
time.
on,
I was pretty happy about
on
that.
homonyms. Wait. But there's homonyms and homophones. Homophones. Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to say accidentally. Wait, what? So what is a word if it's spelled the same way but it has
I
two
think that's a
different?
homophone.
That's a homophone.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
that's like
phonic is like to. No, I got nothing.
two sounds.
well, it's
I'm
like
not- I'm not
live
gonna
and
try to-
live. Live and
yeah.
live are both the same spelling.
Yeah. Red and read.
Read.
That
same
one's
spelling.
weird because it's the past tense of the same word,
yeah.
and you're
But it's
like,
spelled
what
the
the
exact
hell's
same.
up with that?
You just have to use
Someone got
context
really
clues.
lazy.
Stupid.
So someone was just like, fuck it.
Yeah. But we made sync into one of them because. All right, I'm gonna fix that because I can. But so there I go. Blip, 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 blip. So we're gonna work some audio magic, and this is what I actually want. But we made. I want that. This stuff here, but I don't want it. I want it gone. So we're gonna make it gone. Poof. What's really, really cool about Logic and I know that Pro Tools does this as well, it tries to make this as easy and painless as possible for you. And the way that it does that is, just like at the very beginning of the episode here, I've had this fade in over time. What we're going to do here, is have this track fade out and have this track fade in so that there's a seamless crossover between the two. Now, we can do that in a couple of different ways. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. You are wonderful. How was your day? Hopefully work wasn't too bad for you. I have my alerts turned off. You would have heard Reinhardt say, stand behind the shield, but I had that off. Thank you. How you doing? Good to see you. Instead of having it do on drag, have shuffle right, shuffle left, or no overlap or overlap, I have it do a crossfade automatically. So it will automatically do all of this for me without having to really worry about anything. I will be thy shield. Don't worry, my friend. I will be your shield. I think that's it. Work was food. I think that there was a typo there. Today was the day of typos. Everybody had typos. I had a typo in the original tweet that I made. But today was just the day of typos. This is Dead Fox. Dead Fox is one of my near and dear friends. I have known him for a number of years since being on Twitch. I think Dead Fox was probably one of the first people that I really became friends with on Twitch. And I don't think I'd really be as active on Twitch had I not interacted with him way early on. So that's one really, really nice thing. Why is my brain why am I getting so many pings about different things? Pings on things. Lol. All right. 3 years now? Is that what it really is now? Is it really 3 years? I don't believe you. That is hacks and such. And oh wow, I got lots of emails. Things happened. And Stealthy is one of my coworkers. She just started 3 weeks ago. I want to say something like that. I don't remember exactly. Relatively recently. And actually lives right downstairs from me. Really, really nice. All right. So as you can see here with this, I'll kind of make this section larger. Oh, that was too large apparently. We'll go ahead and do this. The crossfade happened automatically. It's been a month. Congratulations. The crossfade happened automatically for me. I didn't have to go in and do this all myself. There you go. Okay, sandwich is finished. Hi, Nerdo. I should bang on your door. I mean, you could. Be like, hey, be quiet in there, you nerds. And it's really just me that's in here talking to myself. So we're going to go ahead now and listen back to make sure that this actually sounds good.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. But we made sync into one of them. Great. Because
Fixed
sync is just short for synchronizing.
That's true.
But we're like, fuck it. We're going to make this confusing on people.
Too many syllables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's more than one syllable, you might as well just throw that word out.
It's just game over,
it's
man.
useless. Yeah.
It's just, it's a terrible, terrible thing.
I still like the acronyms, and then you're like www when World Wide Web is shorter.
You're tired?
Yeah,
not.
www
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay,
is
W.
9
W is
syllables.
All right, so we're going to cut out some of this emptiness here. It has to be during stream. Josh is just like kind of confused here. So we'll go ahead and cut out Josh being confused for a little bit, and we'll leave some silence because it's like that extra awkward silence kind of deal for a little bit.
When World Wide Web is shorter.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
www.
No, actually, I think I like that better still. It was a good enough pause, but it
is
wasn't.
shorter.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
Yeah.
www
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay,
is
W.
9
W is two
syllables,
syllables.
Yeah, it's two
and
syllables
World
each.
Wide Web
Okay.
is 3.
Gotcha.
A
It's like
little bits
OMG. If anyone says OMG, it's like it's the same amount of syllables as oh my god. I mean, it's not like you're not saving
But
anything. there.
LMG, Josh. Come on.
Yeah.
Duh.
Duh.
You didn't
Everything has to be more
see-
succinct.
For the people that are listening, there was visual stuff that was happening. I actually made a very-
Someday they will be able to see the visual stuff.
Hey, I
When
am
we get off our
relenting.
butts.
I am relenting to letting one of you guys figure out the streaming side. I'm recording.
All right.
One of you guys can do the streaming.
All right. I'll try.
Well,
to
let's
do
stream
it.
this part.
because
This part
it's not
works.
gonna
I
be
need
me.
our video. I mean, as long as we're okay with the video quality being sort of butts for the people who are not me.
I
That
mean,
is like like when when you switch when it like puts the
well, no, we're not
person-
gonna use Google Hangout
I mean,
at that point.
we could. It actually there is an argument to be made for when we're streaming it to know more easily who's talking, to have that focus. Be like have the one box be like who is talking, and then it'll
Or
just
we could
swap
just
out.
have all three of us be the same size
I
and
think
actually
that-
utilize the green screens that we all have
I
and
think
make it
that
look
this is
somewhat
quitter
nice.
talk.
You know
I
what,
think-
Rob? If you cared so much, maybe you should be the one who does it. But since you're not the one who's doing it, then you get no say in
I
this.
think both of you need to fuck off.
Boom.
That
Plus,
is.
I don't know if I'm gonna have my green screen for too much longer.
Really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about the future and I've just been thinking about moving things around and not having my desk here and the green screen behind me.
I will make
Are you
one
gonna put,
request. I'm gonna make one request.
Okay.
Face your goddamn mic. All right, have a
I
good one.
am actually facing my mic.
Now you are.
Now you are. Before you're looking off to the side.
You're a side.
You're a towel.
If you get rid of the green screen, are you gonna do like what a lot of YouTubers and vloggers and all that kind of stuff do, where they have like a cool background, like maybe like a shelf with a whole bunch of like knickknacks or anything like
I
that?
don't know. It's that maybe soundproofing.
How about patty
maybe,
wax? Are you gonna give a dog a bone?
Paddywhack.
Give a dog a bone.
Maybe just like the window behind my that's looking out
He was the victim of a knick-knack
the front window
paddywhack.
because there's a nice tree out there, and that might be something for people to look at.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna put this in mathematical terms for you, William, with what you were just doing with your microphone. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I want you to be at 90 degrees or less between you and your mic. Oh, that was a fun little audio funkiness that happened. Less. What the fuck happened there? All right, so we're going to get rid of that funkiness because I don't know what that was, and it was weird. So the way that we're going to do that is we are going to undo the group. Because this just happened to my track, and it didn't happen to any of the others. I can now easily and properly just take care of the problem on that one particular track. Yo, what's up, Benny? Not too much. And it happens there. That was really, really weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 4 points. 2 here and 2 here. The thing that we care about is we are creating anchor points or pivot points for the audio track itself. So the first one is so that we can pivot down. Second one is so that it will level off. Second one is to end the leveling off and start to pivot up. And the last one is to pivot off again. Basically, the outside parts are protecting the rest of the track, and the inside parts are protecting this middle section. So now I just drag the middle section down. Whoop, and see, that's what happens when you try and move it as well, because you can move it left and right. So move that down to there. Less between you and your microphone. And we can kind of mess with it a little bit here. Yeah, it's kind of like that little, like an electronic springy thingy. Yes. And we're going to move that a little bit closer here. What I think it is, if we take a look, no, it's probably this right here that actually did it. So let's go ahead, let's move it here and here. Let's try that. This seems way easier in Adobe Audition. I've never used Audition, so I can't say. It's really, really easy when you do it here, in my opinion. Less. All right, so we got it a little bit. So we actually want to back this up a smidge. Great, so that should work. Less between you and your microphone. I was just taking the time to explain it. Usually that takes me like no time at all to do. But yeah, if you are used to Audition, then it might be even simpler for you. You
I am at 90 degrees or less.
Now you are. You are at like 122.
Eh,
And I want you to always
I see what you did there.
always bring it back. I thought that was good.
That was good.
I couldn't tell if the sirens were in the actual track or if they were outside. So I'm gonna turn this down and replay that just to make sure.
Did there.
Always bring it back. I thought that was good.
That was good, actually. I liked it.
It was about right, I think, because like this this oblique angle that I'm making here is about 122 degrees,
See? I am all that is man.
give or take.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah,
How have you guys been? We're sticking to the month thing. I
Yeah,
made the
right?
promise and we're doing it.
it's
Yeah.
true.
It's a lot more
I'm glad we
attainable.
did.
All right, so I'm still, I think, a little bit soft, in my opinion. So what we're gonna do, guys, overall, is actually, bring this up again. No, not that one. That wasn't what I wanted. This one. Let's go ahead and bring up the audio a little bit. Pump the jams, pump it up. How have you guys been? We're sticking to the month thing. I made the promise and we're doing it.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It's a lot more
I'm glad
attainable.
we did. I'm glad we didn't promise more than that.
Yes,
Because-
I was worried. It's like, I don't think we can do weekly.
Josh
That
promised
happened.
it, and I was like, okay, too much. I did too much. Don't do that. Bring it down just a smidge. Put it at 3.5 instead. Too much. Someone brought... Mount Diablo is relatively close to where I live. I can see Mount Diablo from where I live. It's pretty nice. It's a lot more
I'm glad
attainable.
we did. I'm glad we didn't promise more than that.
Yes,
Because-
I was worried. It's like, I don't think we can do weekly.
Josh
Because-
promised it, and I was like,
Because last week we were like, "So are we doing it?" And Rob's like, "I'm approving emotes." We're like, "Okay, I guess not."
That's been going on a lot.
Yeah. So why did people suddenly be like, "Hey, so
Because we gave him a
Nah.
lot more.
Oh. No. I mean, like, you were saying that nobody had been approving emotes for like 4 days.
No. It wasn't necessarily that. It's just that like
Oh.
it's just a
Oh.
build
I
up
see.
because
Okay, got it.
lots of people
That-
got
yeah.
more emotes.
So do you actually look at them and decide whether it's appropriate, or are you just
Yes.
the little the woodpecker bird?
No, it
just,
is. You go
hitting the-
through and
hitting
you
the Y
evaluate.
button over and over and again.
You make sure that it abides by the content guidelines that are set.
Did you have to flag anything?
All right. So while that is interesting, I feel like it's a little too inside baseball, and it's not something that I necessarily want to have out. So I am going to actually go ahead and remove portions of this. This is just me doing some censoring of basically a topic. It happens. So we're going to go ahead and group them up again, make sure that that is all good to go, and find a place that is convenient to do the editing. No. It wasn't necessarily that. So let's go ahead. It's just that. Oop. A lot more.
Oh. No.
And we'll go ahead and cut down, let's say.
Confidential, blah, blah, blah.
Type it in chat.
Moving
No
on.
comments.
On.
What have you guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut to there. Yeah, exactly. With job related stuff, I always want to be careful. Doop. Shaboot. So now we should get.
Okay, so.
Because we gave him a lot more.
Oh.
What have you guys been up to, William? That's a bit much on that. Let's go.
We're like, okay. I guess not.
That's been going on a lot. So this will be a funnier cut, I think. So what have you guys been up to? It's just gonna be me like, let's change the topic. And it's gonna be kind of funny. I'm okay with this.
Okay. I guess not.
That's been going on a lot. What have you guys been up to? William, you switched jobs, apparently. See, that's still not. That's not natural.
Right.
Like, I don't think we can do weekly.
Josh
that
promised
happened.
it, and I was like,
Because last week we were like, so are we doing it? And Rob's like, I'm approving emotes. We're like, okay. I guess not.
That's been going on a lot. Yeah, I guess that's probably going to be the best place to do it. Actually, you know what? Let's find if there's a better place before this to cut. Moving
No
on.
comments.
On.
What have you guys been up to? William, you switched jobs. All right. Let's see if there's a better thing here. Sure that it abides by the content guidelines that are set. No, it wasn't. Gave him a lot more.
Oh. No. I mean, like, you were saying.
Going on a lot.
Yeah, so why did people suddenly be like, hey, so.
Because we gave him a lot more.
Oh. No.
I'm just going to cut after the I think that's probably a good place to do it.
On.
What if... Let's try that. Let's try that one and see how it goes. No? You're not gonna work with me? There we go. It decided to work with me.
So.
Because we gave him a lot more.
Oh.
What have you guys been up to? William, you switched jobs, apparently.
Yeah, although I'm still doing a little bit. Like,
That's
I work,
not going to be
I work at
happening
the Thai
for a
restaurant
little
on
bit.
This Wednesday, but
It's
that-
probably going to be happening around the
it's
20-minute mark.
I'm at
up here
an
at the
ice
top.
cream place right now, and
25-minute mark,
I
maybe?
scoop ice cream for people. And
So
make
yeah,
stuff,
if you want to avoid
and
spoilers,
it's
I will
tasty. It's
pause
really,
it right
really
beforehand.
high-quality
Actually, there's a
ice cream.
lot of
It's like
disclaimers that we do
18%
in the episode, so
butterfat.
you'll be able to
Is
remember.
this milk fat, rather.
Are we talking like Cold Stone artisanal?
This is better than this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
okay. This is better than Cold Stone because it's
This is a
made with
practiced.
the French pot method, which is basically
Holy shit,
there's
he
a
knows
lot less.
about ice cream methods now.
I know, right? This is interesting. I'm intrigued.
Instead of being more like a horizontal dryer, it's made vertically and more like a washer. You know,
Okay.
Hello, cat. I'm just I'm looking at Josh's cat.
Sorry, yeah. My
Feel
cat
like,
is
yo,
very
what's
neat
up?
right now. She's just...
Pay attention to me.
But it gets a lot less air into it. So most American ice cream companies, they're putting a lot of air into the product, and you get more product that way. But it's not as good.
it's fluffy.
The stuff that we have is slightly higher milk fat content, way less air.
Some high quality shit that we got going on here.
So you eat it and you get diabetes, but your
William,
soul is saved.
Do you remember that angle discussion that we had earlier?
I'm working on it, but I have to
I did it. It happened again. I don't think it happened that many times.
your
William.
soul.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're actually just going to cut me out entirely.
Is saved.
We're going to do that so that I'm not heard in this first part.
Your soul is saved.
And we're going to cut. Oop, nope. See, that's what happens if you don't group. So now we will remove this here. Do you remember that angle discussion that we had earlier?
I'm working on it, but I have to
You just
Yeah,
move your
actually-
mic.
actually-
Wouldn't that work better?
I can't.
Oh, that's
All right, hang on. I think this should work better.
He's putting his talking points on the main monitor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or maybe he's talking. It's maybe us. I don't know if it's the talking points.
It's you.
Ah,
Oh,
see, yeah.
It's always you.
It's
So
always you, Rob.
it went from
It's always
being
you.
the right monitor to the front.
By the way,
monitor.
moving the window has drawn my attention to the URL for this hangout, and holy crap, it's a mishmash of symbols and things.
It has the word "mom" in it, and I'm just saying that's appropriate.
It
for
does.
When we're,
GC
recording
Mom.
this.
You should.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to keep that though. I need to keep that because that part's funny. All right. I don't think. Oop.
Your
William.
soul is saved.
Do you remember that angle discussion that we had earlier?
I'm working on.
All right. I think I can actually cut this part out instead. And it will work because it'll just say, "Hey, William," and then
Saved. I'm working on it.
actually, so we'll do that, and then we'll actually cut this portion out here. We'll overlap this. So, hey, William. Why is his? Oh, that's interesting. Why did that do that? Oh, because it put him here. Cancel. Delete that. Interesting. I didn't know that happened.
Your
William.
soul is saved.
That we had earlier.
I'm working on it.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, you decided to be all kinds of dumb. Okay, how about that?
Is saved. I'm working on it, but your
William.
soul is saved. I'm working on it, but I have to
You You just
Hey,
move your
actually-
mic.
actually-
Wouldn't that work better?
I can't.
Oh, that's
Right, hang on. I think this should work better.
He's putting his talking points on the main monitor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
There
we
we
go.
Or maybe he's talking.
fixed
Maybe
it.
us. I don't know if it's the
It-
talking
it's-
points.
It's you.
Ah,
It's,
see,
always,
yeah.
it's always you.
It's
So
always you, Rob.
it went from
It's always
being
you.
the right monitor to the front.
By the way,
monitor.
moving the window has drawn my attention to the URL for this Hangout, and holy crap, it's a mishmash of symbols and things.
It has the word "mom" in it, and I'm just saying that's appropriate.
It
for
does.
When we're,
GC
recording
Mom.
this.
You should
Yeah.
get in contact with GC
Aw,
and tell
Adam.
him that his mom sponsored our Hangout. GC Mom Top 5.
top
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Sounds like a YouTube video.
Apparently, Adam's mom is in the top 5 of
I
something.
don't know of something of moms maybe.
Of
Sure.
moms.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, no. So I've been scooping ice cream
GC Mom
for
for top
a
5
couple
moms.
weeks, and it's a lot of fun. Anything that I make while on shift, and that I eat at work is free. So
That sounds dangerous.
I'm
So
trying
I've had
not to
that.
get. I'm trying really hard not to get fat.
So when are you finding a high-tech way to mail me some?
I believe that I can just mail you some.
I don't think.
I don't think there's a high tech way. I think we just put it on ice and send it to you.
That sounds like a pretty high tech way.
Like we have dry ice.
Dry ice, just dry ice it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna become like? Have you already become, from the sounds of it, a little bit of a ice cream snob now? Are you gonna like go to Cold Stone and be like,
a little. Well, so
You
there's.
motherfuckers.
I think I've talked about there's this stuff called Halo Top ice cream, which is super high protein content and like 320 calories per pint, or something silly like that.
Something
And
absolutely
before
ridiculous.
before this job, I was like, it's decent. You know, I'll enjoy this. I'll eat it, and I'll be like, yeah, lots of protein. After this, I had some, and I'm like, nah.
All right, hold on. That was me going twang because I was dumb.
After this, I'll eat it, and I'll be like, yeah, lots of protein. After this, I had some, and I'm like,
There it is. There's the twang. I was like, hold on. I know where it is. I got this. Boom, 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 boom. Bam! Fixed. Yo, what's up, Gootsy? How you doing, buddy?
this, I had some, and I'm like, nah.
so it's like
not
the
really-
equivalent of like refusing
Nah,
to go to
dog.
Starbucks.
That ain't me.
Yeah.
like,
It's
I'm not gonna
like
go to
you-
Starbucks. That's mainstream coffee crap. I can't do that. That's like
Yeah.
their espresso's burnt, like that kind of stuff.
or something like that. Yeah.
That's like
You know,
the
you
complaint
just-
that I hear the most often now from people is, oh my god, Starbucks just burns their beans and it just doesn't
They say it
taste
because it's
good.
true. Okay, it's true.
I can only imagine what happens if you try to go to like Seattle.
How's work been?
Yeah,
It's
right.
the
That-
same.
that-
Enjoying
because
the
it's
security guard work?
Seattle's Best is the same company as Starbucks, or
Yeah.
it was. I think they actually sold it.
I don't know.
Anyway, I like Pete's. Pete's
Yeah.
is
Pete's
nice.
coffee.
Pete's
But yes,
coffee
no,
and Phil's
I'll-
coffee.
I'll see
Basically,
if I can
guys,
send you ice cream, and or you'll just visit and you'll come eat ice cream.
I'm gonna try. I actually just found out that I'm going to E3.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's neat.
Work
that's
is
awesome,
sending
man.
me to E3, and I'm like, okay.
I'm
Cool.
not against that.
Makes
No.
sense.
Are
Makes
you
sense.
aware of the differences in this year's E3 though? I don't
It
know
is
if you've,
open to the
read up on
public.
this.
Yes.
What was that?
You were able to, as a non
Media.
member of the media, you were able to buy passes for E3 this year. So yes, it
Yes.
is a little bit different, but I have a feeling that a lot of the content is going to be the same as what we would usually see. E3 has been traditionally a place where a lot of games are shown off, a lot of technology is shown off, and I am excited.
And to be fair with E3 is even though that it was never technically available to the public, the ability to get a press badge was pretty easy.
Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
many-
we could almost get a press badge with the
No, we definitely could.
podcast.
We could. Like, I'm saying pretty easy for, like, a person who doesn't even have a podcast. Like, just get a website, like, go to Squarespace,
Yeah,
make
things
a
happen,
website,
apparently,
and then
Dudesy.
mail the application through that website's email
That's
address,
really
like,
funny.
And then you're
That's
in.
funny.
We got it. We're in
So,
there.
what are you most excited to see at E E3?
I actually don't know all that's being shown off, but if Destiny 2 is there, I'm of course going to
Of
be
course.
super excited
assume
to
it
see
has
that.
to be there.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Bungie's going to be showing that off. I actually don't know. Like, I'm just excited to go around and see what is being shown. I think that's
That's
going to
fair.
be
Get
gonna
That's
be
the best
really
bet.
a T-shirt.
neat. So, if I have anything that I'm actually allowed to talk about, we'll do a post E3 episode.
They can't possibly. Like,
Well, no,
NDA
considering that it's all
everything.
going to be like
Open to the public. Yeah.
open to the public
guess,
and
yeah.
streamed
Yeah,
and all
dude.
this other stuff.
Gameplay
like,
tomorrow.
there can't be things that I'm. There,
I
okay,
assume
there can
that
be
for
things
the,
that
for
I'm
the
excited
people
for
that,
that.
are NDA. you
Really
won't know about
excited.
it,
right.
probably.
Who knows? I'm gonna have a. I think I'm gonna have a. What are they called? Booth badge, presenter badge, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Yeah.
Exhibitor badge
Because,
was what I was
Twitch
looking
is
for,
gonna
but
have
I
a booth
couldn't
there.
think of it at the time.
But
You
I don't
should
know.
stream from E3.
I'm gonna get on both.
That
Fox.
No, I'm not that big. But yeah,
But you're
that's.
RSS.
I
You are
am
RSS,
I
not
am
the
RSS, and that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It means that I work at Twitch. That's
Nah.
about it. But hey, it works.
You have so many badges next to your name.
I
in
I
chat.
have at most 4.
Oh my god, if
And at
that's
a
true,
minimum
I'm gonna be so
1
happy,
at all
Gutsy.
times.
Yes.
Wow.
Say, I think you have 4 in my chat.
I can't
No.
because you don't have a sub badge.
Right. I
Three?
don't have that.
I have
don't
3.
have that check mark.
Yes, I have staff, mod, and cheer.
Yeah, that one.
So I got
Soon though.
I got the 3. Eventually,
Soon,
TM. All right, Josh, what have you been up to?
Yeah, Josh.
Just getting prepared for this move, man. I mean,
I
I'm
was
going
going
to
to say,
California.
when's that happening?
The move is happening like June 3rd because that's like the weekend.
I have no idea,
So
Dead Fox.
we're gonna be moving that weekend.
And then you're coming out here, yeah?
Well, it
and
might be
then
cross-platform
this
save,
week,
Gutsy,
on the
not- or-
18th, I'm heading out to
or
California for
not necessarily
2 weddings.
cross-platform play
Okay,
though.
2 weddings and
Not a funeral.
It'd be
just 2
easy
weddings,
enough to
same
just
couple.
like
I was about to say,
have
same
your
couple,
gear and
2
leveling.
Yeah, same couple, 2
Sync
weddings. One American
cross-platform.
wedding, one Indian wedding.
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
Wouldn't
I'm
it
excited for
technically
that.
be a British wedding, though?
That's a good point. One English wedding,
Yeah.
one Indian wedding.
If he doesn't wear the big fluffy hat, I'm gonna
Unless
be
there
mad.
are console exclusives
he's
to
gonna wear big
Sony.
fluffy
I don't
just
think
wish he
he's
had a
actually
bow tie.
allowed to wear the big fluffy hat because I think that's only the royal guard.
Yes.
I think that's true.
And
So
why?
yeah, it's gonna be fun though. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to head over to your neck of the woods, RSS. I was hoping maybe I could, but yeah. Apparently, it's like an hour drive, and I don't really think I'll have time to go on an hour drive then come back.
Yeah, it's not exactly right next to it. I mean, you could hop on like public transit, Caltrain, but yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
necessarily want to do that.
Missed
Especially-
opportunities.
Especially since I don't know what the hell I'm doing with public transit there, so I don't want to get like you know.
It's
lost.
relatively straightforward. The plus side and the downside
know me.
of San Francisco public transit is there are 3 lines going
Uh-huh.
in and out of San Francisco, and that's it.
That's actually
For-
not bad. Yeah.
For better
Yeah.
or for worse, there is like, oh, okay, I have this track, and this track. And it all depends on, I think 2 out of the 3 go to the airport. And then going the other direction, they split up into the 3 different parts. So there's like South San Francisco, North, like Oakland, and Northern East Bay, and then like far East Bay, which is where
So
I
you're
am.
saying I can't accidentally go to Seattle if I screw it up?
Correct.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. You can't fuck it up that terribly. That
Gotcha.
said, if you want to go to Seattle, it's pretty nice.
I haven't pre-ordered
Yeah,
the
I do wanna
PC
go to
version
Seattle.
yet,
I
just
wanna- not
because I want to
That's
see if I can get the
entirely fair.
digital deluxe version,
You still liking the job?
so I
Things
can
are
make sure
going
that I
well
have the
there?
DLCs. Because
Oh, yeah,
yes,
that's
I'm going to be
awesome.
that
Yeah,
guy, and I'm going to
I'm
get the
still
DLCs.
trying to learn self-control at a job where they have
Endless snacks. Yeah,
and
dude.
Catered lunches every day.
It's
it
rough,
sounds like
isn't
a
it?
dream. It really is actually. I love it, but yeah, it's hard to like
So
calorie control when
I mean,
you're.
that's me and ice cream. Like,
Yeah,
literally, all I have to do, scoop, dish, back room, eat.
yeah, and
At
for
any
me,
time-
380 calories instantly.
yeah, and
At
for
any
me,
time, I have peanut butter M&Ms at my disposal.
Right?
You know what I
Bad
have?
that is?
You know what I have? I have Buckeye ice cream,
Oh,
motherfucker.
nice.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
have all natural dark chocolate peanut butter cups.
I have a mint ice cream that I
sounds
can
great.
actually tolerate.
Holy shit!
Yeah, holy shit, Batman.
Are you like lactose? What are you
No,
talking
he
about?
hates
Like,
mint.
No.
You hate
basically,
mint?
for
He
some
hates mint.
reason, artificial mint or whatever it is makes my mouth burn a lot.
Maybe if you
and I
bribe
hate it,
Kim,
but this
I
is-
seriously
this
doubt
is,
it.
Triple distilled peppermint oil. Oh yes.
Oh,
yes.
fancy.
Yeah.
So it's not even like that artificial green color. It's just
No,
like,
it is not green.
yeah.
That's what
That's what I hate.
people get it, and they're like, it's not green.
I,
What's
I,
this
I asked for
wrong?
mint. This is a
Yeah.
white.
Yeah,
this looks like
is
vanilla.
white.
Like
So,
take
yeah,
a bite.
Kids are really thrown off by that.
I call hacks. Damn it!
Yeah, I was gonna say Rob's the OG Superman ice cream, which is like every color of a rainbow.
No, I know Superman ice cream.
Artificial.
It's all artificial. Yeah.
It's wonderful and
Oh, we also don't have cake cones.
what?
Our ice cream's too beefy. It breaks the
cake
cone.
cones just fall right apart.
I do prefer waffle cone.
Yeah,
Me
we
too.
have waffle, sugar.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Dead Fox and going back to school.
pretzels.
I think it's
Yeah,
going to be
literally
super
it's a
dope.
Snyder of Hanover. They make a pretzel into a cone.
That sounds
yeah.
dangerous.
Pretzel.
It's like salty and
I want you to
sweet,
process
and
that,
there's a
Jack.
chocolate
Pretzel.
dip version.
Oh
Ice
man,
cream cone.
In my old age, I must say I'm more of a cup
Pretzel.
ice cream person now.
Oh, we
I
have
don't
cups
like,
too.
ice
Don't
cream
worry.
cone.
Boo-boo.
I'm not
We've
a
got
fan
those.
of any cone of any
right.
sort. That's just too much work for me. I want to be able to eat my ice cream at my leisure, and not have to worry about it melting over the cone.
Old man.
Yeah, man.
Well,
what can I say?
I'll take a
I have
picture
to.
of the
I have to
board.
say this. So after I turned 30, because that just happened, I went and I got a haircut, which is somewhat related, somewhat unrelated. But after the haircut, I noticed that it is way easier now to spot the gray hairs that I have.
Yes.
Like I
I
can
don't
just
have any of those yet.
like I get out of the shower, I comb my hair, and then I see the glint that is the silver of the gray
soon,
hairs.
Soon there will be gray hairs in the sink when you comb your hair.
I'm not so worried about that part. But it's just like, oh yes, well this is happening
I'm,
now.
I'm
This
old.
has happened.
Wait until it gets to the beard. That's because obviously I shave
but
my
then
head,
he-
so
then he's refined,
I don't have that issue.
and then it's okay.
Yeah,
I know.
but that is the distinguish.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was complimented on how well kept my beard was yesterday.
I saw how
proud of
pointy
you.
it looked in a recent picture, and
It
I'm
was-
wondering, are you stealing my style? Are you gonna do the pointy beard?
I have been emulating a role
fine.
model of beard.
That's fine. I'm actually a fan of this. I
PC
wanted this look to catch on.
But it looks
You-
like
Collector's
Rob's not
edition.
going to go the whole like the full mustache down.
Yeah.
Into the
Well, that's
beard.
because I can't.
know.
This that part.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
but
the
old
same
man
thing.
nerd
We
is
have the
also
same
short.
genetics. There's no hair here.
Yeah, no, like
There is
so.
no hair here.
So right in the corners of my mouth and just below it, there's like
It's
there's
smooth
literally
skin.
no hair that
It is smooth
grows
skin.
in there. It's just really smooth.
This is how you tell we're related. We have the same stupid like
bald
beard
patch.
pattern baldness.
Essentially, your mustache cannot connect to your chin. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I
Just-
can't
that
go.
hair does
Hey,
not
why
go
are
I
you-
cannot go down around the side and
Small
connect
nerd,
mustache
babble
to
nerd.
beard.
Maybe you can do a Fu Manchu and just have that hang down.
Well, no,
so it
I've been
meets your
told by
mustache.
people that they want me to do like the old
curly
timey
mustache?
villain.
Yeah.
Where
You could
like
do that.
I
Yeah.
curl the ends of the
Gucci is
mustache
taller
into,
than
like, a
all
little
of
curly
us. I think
Q.
is Gucci
We
taller
used to
than you,
work
Dead
with a guy
Fox?
at Apple who
We
had
did.
that look.
He was the
I
reason that I
remember
worked at
that
Apple.
dude.
Actually,
What was that?
Christian was the reason that I worked for Apple. He referred.
Yeah,
me.
that's right. Yeah, Christian. That's his name. I
Christian
actually forgot for a second.
Kriegeskult. He is
Composer.
a good friend of mine, a composer, and yep, exactly. And lives in New York City now, and went to graduate school with me. Well, he went to graduate school while I was in my undergrad, and was a good friend. And yes, had a very fine mustache.
If you can emulate his mustache in my beard,
I
and
don't
put
think
those two together.
All right,
I don't
Dead
think
Fox got
that
the
it's
height, but
possible
Snarfy
for
Bobo
me to
beats you
emulate
both.
Christian's mustache. I think that is me
I think
trying.
you can't with that attitude. You're right.
Not with that attitude, sir.
I feel like I would be doing the mustache a disjustice, or an injustice. Injustice.
I really wanted to make an injustice joke. but
Gods
I
among
don't
us.
know any of the Justice League who have a mustache. Oh wait, no. Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. I would say that's
Green
the easy
Arrow
one.
has a very
Actually,
fine bushy
Rob,
mustache,
you
and
could-
one of
could-
the Green Lanterns actually had, at one point in time, a mustache and goatee.
John Stewart did, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Jon Stewart had facial
But
hair for a while.
not Jon Stewart, the
Comedian.
comedian news anchor.
Green
but
Lantern.
Yeah, Jon Stewart.
Wybot is.
Black guy.
I haven't met Wybot actually.
Yes.
But
That's a Jewish guy.
Rob, you could actually probably pull off an Oliver
I also like
Queen
that Wybot
if you
is
really
Toby
wanted to.
I could
backwards,
do
and
the
that's-
Ollie. I could
You
do the
could.
Ollie
People for
Queen.
years.
You just need the Robin
pointy
Hood hat.
beard and
You've got
the
it.
mustache.
Like he actually has basically the same facial hair
Right.
setup that you have right now.
I
Yeah.
just realized that's who we were just talking about when I said
Yeah.
that you could do my pointy beard and Christian's
Yeah.
mustache.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
almost
Ollie
Oliver
Queen.
Queen.
I was gonna say
I
for
like that.
anybody who wants to know what we want Rob to look like, see Oliver Queen.
Go look at
God
the,
damn, I
the
didn't realize
Justice
that.
League
There you go.
cartoon
Uh-huh.
Oliver
Yeah.
Queen.
Oh yeah.
Because the Green Arrow TV show, no,
No,
does
Not-
not have the facial hair.
no.
It's a good show, apparently. I
It
haven't
is a really
watched
good show.
it, but
I've seen most of it.
And what is it? It's not the Protectors. It's the Defenders. The
Yes.
What movie is being made? Or what series
no,
is being made?
the Defenders is being made on Netflix.
That's what
with
it is. That's what it is.
Not connected, obviously. because
Not at all.
it's also
Daredevil,
Marvel instead of DC.
I was just thinking of the comic things.
Daredevil,
Luke Cage,
Luke Cage.
Iron Fist, and
What's her name?
Jessica Jones.
Is
and
it Jessica Jones?
Yeah, and
Yes.
old what's her face,
Yeah.
which is probably sexist, and I would get canned if we
Apparently,
had a
I
bigger
haven't
audience.
I haven't watched it, but out of all of those, the weak one is Iron Fist.
Oh, it is very
It-
much.
it's-
All right, let's go ahead and fix that. I don't like the in there. All right, so this one here.
Right,
Boot, 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 doot, 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 doot.
watched it, but out of all of the
Fixed it.
those, the weak one is Iron Fist.
Oh, it is very
It-
much
it
the weak
seems
one.
to be, but hasn't
Yeah.
that one had less time to develop? Like that's the newer
It's
one.
in
Well,
its
a lot of them
first
only have
season.
one season.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, most of these only have one season. Daredevil's the only one with 2 seasons. But yeah, Jessica Jones was a lot better. I would say Iron Fist starts out the slowest and kind of just meanders and then ends a little bit better. But then the opposite is true with Nick Cage because that one,
Luke
Luke Cage, not Nick Cage.
Yeah.
My bad.
We've done this
Cage.
every
God, that would
time.
be
I
fun.
thought that
Every
we
time
had
I do
avoided
this,
it.
yeah,
I
every
thought we
time.
had made it. We're like, yes, we got it. And then
I always screw it up. But Luke Cage starts out kind of slow, if you ask me, and then gets
ramps
better.
up.
I wanted the S word.
I mean, the other way around. Sorry,
Yeah.
the opposite of Dragon.
For me, what I've been doing recently, besides just working a lot, because I do that,
I'm going to be working more. I'm only doing 20 hours a week.
I became sad because my PS4 has randomly started ejecting discs.
Oh no!
So
it
I
has,
hope-
it has bulimia. No, yeah, bulimia.
I can tell you how to fix that, by the way.
There's a screw
to,
at the
like, take
bottom.
it to counseling?
Probably.
Yeah, you actually have to take the top case
Like
off.
I always just ignored William
kind of-
during that
I
entire
looked it
part.
up.
We're just like,
Because
all right,
if
we're
it-
gonna
if it
pass this joke.
continues, there's
Yeah.
an eject screw that if it's too
Mm.
loose, apparently it was like, "Brr," and it panics.
Yes.
It's only been doing that like it only did that one day, but it like did it 3 times, and so I haven't tried
It
it
made you
since.
sad.
And I'm hoping
I've-
that it's okay, but if
I've
not,
run into capture card lag. On
fun.
mine. Yeah. Anytime I reset my Wii, my LGP lags. I'm trying a different USB port and see if that fixes it. But worried.
but additionally, I've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm because
Nice.
I actually enjoy the game. However, they are doing a lot recently with, hey, you should check out Heroes of the Storm, and we're going to give you incentives to do that by giving you shit for other games. Like, they
Blizzard
did stuff...
games, to be fair.
Well,
Yes.
yes. They did something with World of Warcraft where if you played at a certain time, you got a mount.
Mm-hmm.
They're now doing something for the launch of what they call Heroes of the Storm 2.0, which is a revamping of the skins and mounts, and they have sprays now and different voice lines for characters, and they have announcer packs.
Okay.
They've got
You've
all
always been
this
into
shit.
it.
And
Yeah,
then they
I've-
did one for
I've been enjoying it for a while.
they did something for Overwatch as well. There was a Diva and a Genji
Well,
skin.
I was getting to that.
I'm impatient, damn it.
So yes,
'Cause I only
they-
play-
Somebody
'cause I
just did
play
an
Overwatch,
at
but
everyone
didn't
in
skip
Squishy's Discord.
Well,
and
no,
so
you
I
can
was
still get it.
voicing my displeasure.
you have
Even though
by
it's outside
T-Brew.
of the 2 weeks.
you have until this last week to get it
Oh, I don't care.
because
Yeah.
the
I ain't
the
got
way
time
that
for that.
So it's a 4-week event that they're doing, and all it is playing 5 games.
Right.
So I think it's first one is 5 games of any sort.
And then the second one is PvP, I think.
Well, no, I mean second one. They're technically one's AI, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I mean. PvP versus instead of PvAI.
But the other ones have to be in a group. So you have to be playing.
Friends.
You have to have somebody else that you're playing with.
Socialize? Ugh, I'm out.
Yeah. But so in the first one, you get a Genji skin, the Oni Genji, because Genji was just added into Heroes of the Storm. The next one is a Diva skin.
I want to see if I can
because
get
Diva was just added,
like
into
the digital
Heroes of
deluxe
Storm.
or the legendary
The
or
third
limited
one
edition
is
on Amazon.
a
If that ever actually
mount
happens.
in Heroes of the Storm and a spray, I think. And in Overwatch, you get a player icon and a spray. And then the last one, which is going to be happening this next week, is 10 crates in Overwatch. Or 10,
Nice.
10 boxes in
exactly.
Overwatch and 10 crates in Heroes of the Storm.
Wait, was there anything for Hearthstone in any of that?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know how they haven't
Wow.
sold it.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm
They've
guessing
done
it's for the
stuff-
same
they've done
reason
stuff
that they
with
haven't
Hearthstone
sold
in
it
the past.
on Steam.
Oh, no, I have a
and they
special
haven't
Heroes of the
shown
Storm
any
card
gameplay,
pack for
so they
Hearthstone.
can't list it on Steam, and
I
so they
just
haven't
figured
listed it on
since they're
Amazon
pushing
either.
Everything else, they would also push it with Hearthstone.
don't know.
No, this is really in conjunction with Overwatch because I think they really want to
That's also possible.
pull in the hype that is Overwatch and get people playing Heroes of the Storm. And actually, it's been working pretty well. I have friends that are like, "Oh yeah, I play a lot of Overwatch, so I just started to do a couple of games in Heroes of the Storm, and actually, this is pretty fun." And even though they've done their 5 for the week, they still play because they're having fun with it.
Well, there you go.
can see them both
That is the
being-
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has worked. It has.
I want to
done
get
its
the,
job, and I think
if I
it's
can,
doing
the
it.
limited edition for PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least the deluxe
Along
edition.
with all of this, Blizzard is also doing some charity work to go along with it, which is pretty cool in my mind. They're doing a event that is ending on the 16th, which is called Try Hard for Good. And the way that Try Hard for Good works is in phase 1, they took 3 League of Legends players and partnered them with 3 Heroes of the Storm players. And I'm talking like high-level players. So
Gotcha.
for League of Legend, they had Dyrus, who's a 5-time League of Legend world champion competitor who played for North America, Team Solo Mid, and is a big Twitch streamer. Skara, who played professionally
Yep,
in League
that
of
is
Legends.
exactly the case,
And
Gucci.
Voyboy, who's also a former professional League of Legends player. And partnered them with 3 Heroes players, Chew8, Dunk Train, and KO. Chew never hasn't played
All right, fixing. Do 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 do. Oh, I turned off the group apparently. Do 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 do.
Train, and KO. Chew never hasn't played professionally.
All right, we're gonna fix that too.
Never hasn't.
Do 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 do. Look at this. This is gonna sound way more intelligent. You ready for this?
There's Chew8, Dunk Train, and KO. Chew hasn't played
Oh, nope, that didn't work out. All right, we're gonna fix that. Way more intelligent. Let's try this.
Chew hasn't played professional.
Hold on. I can do this. I can do this.
Never has. Chew hasn't played professionally.
All right, let's try that. Let's see how that sounds.
Train, and KO. Chew hasn't played professionally on a team, but he is one of the most watched Heroes of the Storm streamers and is a Grandmaster rank himself. Dunk Train was believe
I don't know if
was
that's
a
the
team
case, if
captain.
that's always
Yeah,
going to
he
be
was
the
a
case,
team
or if it was
captain
for at least that part of the
2015,
pre-order. We'll see.
Team Cloud9.
Either way, I want at the very
and
least I
they
want to get
won
the
in-
digital
yeah, they won
version,
BlizzCon
like the digital
2015.
deluxe version.
And then KO is former team
So we'll
captain
see.
for Tempo Storm. So like 3 really, really solid players from 3 pretty big teams. And the entire idea is they're looking at the 3 League of Legends players and saying, all right, get as high as you can get in ranked play. And based on what you get for that, we will donate different amounts of money. I believe all 3 players now are in Grandmaster, if not Master, if not Grandmaster. So that means that if one of them is in Grandmaster, for each one that's in Grandmaster, they give $5,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. If it's Masters, it's $3,500. And if they win a Hero League match, they are also going to donate another $100 per Hero Team win. So
That's pretty cool.
I think it's really, really neat. They're building all of this kind of hype around it. And I think Dyrus, I want to say. Yeah, I think Dyrus also competed for a Heroes Global Championship game, which is a professional game, as a sub for, I think, Team 8 this past weekend. And apparently did quite well. So they have easily like translated their skills from League of Legends over to Heroes of the Storm and are doing well with it. And I think that's really cool. I think that Blizzard is doing a good job in bringing attention to their game and trying to grow that scene even further, which I like because I think it's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I don't know. It's the whole journey with Heroes of the Storm has been interesting, seeing how the popularity has gone and the fact.
Oh
that,
yeah,
you know,
no,
they
completely agree
started
with
this
that, Goosey.
genre. On
They
accident,
would be shooting
kind of,
themselves in the foot.
and then they embraced it later on, and it just, I don't know. It's an interesting story about the whole MOBA thing.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't aware, what Josh means by that is Dota, or Defense of the Ancients, was actually originally a mod that was put into Warcraft 3, where in Warcraft 3 you had heroes for each faction that were like really important within the game. It was still an RTS, but you had one character that could be kind of like OP and was really important during your Warcraft 3 game. People then were like, you know what? Let's just focus on those individuals.
I don't think they would put it on
put them
Battle.net.
into their own game where they're just fighting
No
each
way.
other. So you're not having to worry about everything else. You're not having to worry about
Blizzard
gathering
would be like,
resources,
"The fuck
about
you
micro,
doing?"
macro. You're just going to focus on micro. You're just focusing on that one hero and then pitting them against each other. And then let's do it on teams. And then they got into some trouble because they made Dota, and Dota was using all of the assets of Warcraft 3. And they're like, can't do that. Let's go ahead now and shift it over to Dota 2 and make it all better. So that's why it was all made. And then Blizzard's come back. It's like, you know what? We won in, damn it.
Yeah, we should make our own, and
We'll make our own with blackjack and hookers. Except
exactly
no
Wholesome
blackjack
family
or
fun.
hookers, because Blizzard.
because
Yay.
Blizzard.
All right, so let's actually get into what the rest of this episode is going to be.
All right. This is the point where I'm going to say, if you have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and you do not want any spoilers of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, this is the time for you to depart. I really appreciate it, and if you haven't, please hit that follow button. I'm guessing the ones that I've seen here talking have already done so don't worry about that. But if you do not want spoilers, this is the point for you to depart into the evening. If you decide to do that, thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. It has been quite lovely. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Let's do this.
Which is spoilers.
If you care at all about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
I thought we were talking about like Mitsubishis and
What is stream? What is...
I came. I
if
came
you don't
unprepared. You
care
guys should
about
probably handle this for the
Williams'
rest of the
bad jokes, continue listening. If you do care and think they're terrible, stop.
Okay, so to explain this to you, nerd, Following is where you click that little kind of diamond icon that's in chat and say like cheer 1000, and that will automatically follow you onto the channel. Don't actually do that. That would be no, don't do that. That was a joke. Please don't. I'd feel really bad about that if you actually did that. Continuing. Now and forever hold your peace. No, but seriously, we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I am excited. So, I woke up this morning, which is on a Sunday, and went to the very first showing of this because
When was
excellent.
the very first showing on
I
Sunday?
like how there is that level
10:30.
where you can't do that
It's not
then.
bad.
No, it wasn't
Fantastic.
that bad, but it was just like I kept on like trying to find people to go see it with me, but people had either seen it or they didn't really have an interest in seeing it. And I don't like going to the movies by myself generally because I like having that moment afterwards being like, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" or "Holy
I'm proud
shit,
of
what
you
the fuck
from
did we
breaking
just?"
free and going on your own.
Yeah, and it's just being like, "All right, fine, we'll go."
There should be an app for that. For people
What?
to like go to movies with other people. Instead of being like, "Hey, I don't want to do this by myself."
I think
Who
that's
else
called
doesn't
just
wanna do this?
having friends.
No, but you don't understand.
I understand what you're saying.
You
I
don't
get
understand.
this.
What's
do
a
get
what's a
this.
friend?
One doesn't simply have friends.
I want the internet to automate my friend process
Yeah,
because making connections and maintaining them is
you know
kind of
how
hard.
parents take their kids and make play dates for their like 2-year-olds? I want that, but as an adult.
Yeah, but this is like
Okay, moving on from
this
that.
is like, hey,
Mama,
absolutely
workshop
not
that
worrying
idea. We'll
about
come up
going
with a
and
name for it.
dating.
It'll be
We're
great.
just going to see a
I'm
movie
back
with
with
and
it.
I'm
think
gonna
about
go
it
with
together.
play with me.
Nope, that's
No.
a bad idea. We're
No.
not going to do that.
You
That
sure?
that's terrible.
Well, all right.
Infringing on the
How
Tinder
about
market.
how about
there.
popcorn pals?
Popcorn pal. Okay.
Popcorn pal? It's going
Now-
to take us
now
some
I wanna-
workshopping.
Now I want to see like Olaf the snowman made out of popcorn.
All right, we're gonna workshop this.
All right. Anyway, back to this movie.
Back to this movie.
All right, we're gonna mute William's audio there because he had a car coming by. All right, I think this is this one. Is it him? Let's figure that out.
The snowman made out of popcorn.
Yeah, it was him. All right, cool. Ifeeks. Boop. Boop.
The snowman made out of.
Oh, whoop, I didn't fix. I apparently fucked that up. Ah, nope, no. What the fuck is happening? What the hell is 880?
Man made out of popcorn.
Out of what? Damn it!
Snowman made out of popcorn.
All right, we're gonna workshop this.
All right. Anyway, back to this movie.
Back to this movie. First off, trailer for the movie. Trailer for the movies that were coming out. Star Wars was in it. I was excited.
Yes. Anytime I watch the new trailer for the for Last Jedi, I get excited. Seeing it in IMAX 3D is what we saw. The first time I saw the movie, I saw it twice so far. First time I saw it was IMAX 3D. Seeing the Star Wars trailer in IMAX is amazing. Like I'm just super excited for this.
I'm
yeah,
pretty
that-
hyped. I
was a
didn't
Wonder
see it in
Woman-
3D, but
There was a Wonder Woman trailer for me the second time I saw it.
Yeah, I saw
in
one too.
non-IMAX.
I am cautiously optimistic for the Wonder Woman movie because it looks good, but I'm worried that they showed all the good parts in the trailer, and
Yeah.
they don't have a whole lot else. Additionally,
know.
I have heard the rumor that the director for the movie likes having music.
I'm with
at
you,
all
Gootsy. I have
times.
no desire for 3D
And
to
I
stick
am
around.
not a fan of that. I like to have music in movies. I think
And
it
you
can
like
definitely
Guardians of the Galaxy. No,
But that's different.
no I know.
that-
I know.
that
I'm just-
is
I'm playing.
very different.
Yeah.
We'll get to
Hey.
that point, but I like being having it punctuated by good music. I
Yeah.
don't like it being ever present. And movies already are very, very bad about giving you moments of silence, no backing music as is. If you go to a movie and have like a stopwatch or use your phone, whatever, next time that you go to like a full length feature film and watch one,
yes,
start the timer when you hear music stop, and then stop the timer when you hear music start again.
Or
You'll
just like
probably
no major
have
sound at all.
Yeah, you'll probably have like 5 to 10 minutes at the end of a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
It's not very long at all. They don't like to leave silence, but apparently this is like even worse than that.
Well, it's like at some point the or the movie industry figured out that you could manipulate emotion with music,
True.
and they kind of took that a little bit too far, just a little bit.
Well, there's also something you got to keep in mind is you're seeing a lot of places, like, for example, Suicide Squad that just came out not too long ago. They actually had the editing of that movie done by a movie trailer company, which is all about music. I mean, it's about making scenes and not about making a story, and that's what you're seeing with some of these movies.
When all you're focused on is the little bits and pieces, it doesn't really make that cohesive, larger canvas.
Anyway, getting to the movie itself.
Yeah.
I wish he wasn't talking.
First
then.
off,
I can't
let's
stop
just start
that.
here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. William?
What was it, 122 degrees? No, I would give it like 80% of
No. You don't get to give
All right,
degrees
fine.
of a thumb up.
It's up.
All right, you got a thumbs up. Josh,
Thumbs up as well. Yeah.
I will also give this a thumbs up. I enjoyed this movie.
It's not all black and white.
No,
Rob.
you're right, but we're going to get into the
Goddamn.
nuance about it now, you dumbass.
right.
Jesus.
Ah.
These are the things I have to deal with. Overall, I really liked it. I really liked the first one. I think that they kept the tone very similar to the first one, which I was very happy about. They also seem to be influencing other Marvel movies because Thor Ragnarok seems to
I need to go to the
have
Alamo
this-
more often. There's one
Well,
here
when
in
you're
excited
having
for Thor.
when
San
you're having a
Francisco,
commercial for Thor
and
Ragnarok,
I went
right
once to
before
see
it actually, you can
Your
tell.
Name,
Yeah.
It's like
which is
sees
awesome, by
Hulk
the
in
way. If
arena.
you're at all an anime fan,
It's like he's
It's a friend from work.
Yeah.
Which is
adds
weird.
That
That-
it is weird.
Because
Highly
think
recommend
about
Your
Thor's
Name.
character. Think about
Yes.
Thor's
Well,
character.
but-
Like,
but
even if you
also-
haven't seen the Thor movies.
Well, no,
like,
but think about what they have done with the shorts that they
Oh,
released
I was
before
all in
Thor
Jutsu.
Ragnarok.
But those are
canon.
Oh.
Those
No,
just
they
fun little
are.
things.
It's like, what has Thor
They are.
done?
They are in canon.
They aren't. No, they're not, though.
No, they're
It's
not.
like he
The-
went to
the whole thing of-
Australia? No, that's not canon.
He did not actually go to Australia and have a roommate. That's all joking stuff. They said
Yeah.
that's not canon.
No.
because
But-
he's in this movie doing what he's doing.
I see it as Thor's character developing, but it's just weird because at least maybe you're supposed to have seen all of the Thor movies and that helps you figure out how his character is developing. And if you only see like Ultron and Civil
Avengers movie.
War,
Yeah.
if you only
Okay.
see those two, it's a lot less evident how his character is developing because he's like this dark, brooding.
That's what I thought. I was
Yeah,
pretty
he's-
sure that
he's
it was
definitely grown as a
canon.
character, and you're seeing
And
that
if
with
it's
that
not
trailer,
officially
but
canon, it's canon.
I think
to
more
me.
importantly, though, as far as
Which is
Guardian
not
Galaxy's
what canon
influence on it, you can
means
also
at
tell
all,
they're in the
but
same
I'm gonna
universe
go with it.
because
Yes.
as soon as he gets off
very much so.
Asgard and he gets captured, you're seeing what the aliens look like, what the the humans look like, and they look a lot like what the humans and aliens look like in Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is true. Well, they are building. This is the
Exactly.
expansion of the universe.
It
They,
makes
they are
sense.
building towards the Infinity War
Yeah.
more and more and more. Like
Well,
it is.
they're probably introducing the last Infinity Stone, or they have to, really. In
That
this
was
movie.
actually one thing that I was surprised about in this one, in Guardians 2, is there was no Infinity Stone.
I think they're trying to keep it sort of one to a
phase, I
section
guess.
phase.
Yeah.
I
the
don't.
phases
Okay,
of
so the ones that we've identified so far were Loki's staff, the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Or was that the same?
Yeah,
was it the same-
That's technically the
no, because
same.
one of them
Oh, wait, no,
was
Mind.
no, the other one went
Mind
into
and
Vision.
Tesseract. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The eye of Dormammu, or no, the eye of Agamotto.
the one
Agamotto,
from
yeah.
Doctor
From
Strange.
Yeah, that's the time.
So we have two from the Avengers series.
Yeah, that's a little bit bigger. than
One from Doctor Strange. One from Guardians. because they do have that.
And then there's 5 of them, and we're waiting on the 5th one.
So yeah.
Or there's 6.
No. Oh yeah, and the mind gem became what went into Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we're waiting on one, and they think it's in the one dude with the orange eyes in the trailer with the sword and the light.
Oh yeah, but that's not for sure.
Josh knows who I'm talking about.
So there, I think I was surprised that they weren't showing it off, but it also makes sense that they weren't.
Not only are they not showing off the stones, they were also not really showing off Thanos in this.
But I don't actually know. He didn't make an appearance.
We've only got
They
4 out of the
appearances,
5.
Nothing after credits, but even though he wasn't in it, I felt like we got a lot of character development for Thanos in this because we hear the whole story
I thought
between
there were 5 stones.
the sisters and how
No, 'cause
he
it's
made
for the
them face
gauntlet.
off each other.
No,
and how
no,
he would
because the gauntlet
replace,
has the center.
her with a piece of metal or like a piece of machinery every
we
single
had
time.
family time with the
with
Yeah,
Gamora
Gamora.
and
I never
what's
remember
her name?
Doctor Who,
Yeah, she
Nebula.
and
Right. That. This is here. And this is here.
yeah, she
Nebula.
Is the stone, it's actually the reality stone? Oh, there you go. See Imgur for reference. Okay. Imgur for reference. Alright. So this is... Alright, so Thor is space is the Tesseract. The Scepter is mind. Aether in... Oh, Thor Dark World. That's why. I haven't seen Dark World. That's the one that I haven't seen. Guardians is the power. Doctor Strange is time. Soul is the one that we don't know about. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And there's a reason that I haven't seen it, because, yeah, I'd forgotten all about that. There. Then, yeah.
Nebula.
Yeah. So with Nebula, you find out more about her backstory, and just I felt like that was actually cool because it felt like it actually made. It felt like it actually made.
William, I'm gonna kill you. Kill that.
It felt like it actually made Thanos seem mean and you know, foreboding.
Howard the
before
Duck.
he's just
Yeah,
been a guy
dude.
sitting on a throne, and he doesn't
he's
really
just
seem
the big
like
bad.
Yeah.
He's not,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they did. I think.
Nebula is like the creepiest character ever, by the way. Like,
Oh,
holy crap.
yeah,
Like,
Nebula
the
is-
reassembling her body. I'm like, oh, can you stop?
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
stop
that
doing
was that was pretty rough. I really liked the
Yeah, because there has to be
character
something that,
development
like,
that they
gives her the
gave,
ability to do all the shit that she does.
Peter Quill, actually,
I
in
like
this
that. That was
because
cool.
they showed what his biggest driving force in this entire series has been, which has been his mother.
Yeah.
You know, they were showing off for a long time and hinting like, oh, he really wants to know who his actual dad is. They want to know this, but
It comes down to his mom.
yeah. So like, he meets his dad, and this guy played by Kurt Russell. Is that right? Did I get that right? Yeah, I think I got that
Kurt
right.
Russell.
I believe. Yeah. yeah.
Whose name is Ego, which
The living planet.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a very on the nose. I mean, Ego's a
Fucking
canon
Kurt
character,
Russell.
and,
He was
in
great,
The
dude.
original comics, he's not actually Peter Quill's father, but whatever. They kind of combine those things.
They mixed some stuff,
Exactly,
which is
which
fine.
is fine.
Which
But
is,
they-
it created a perfectly good story.
they did create a perfectly good story. They did keep canon the fact that his dad was a Celestial, which I was like, all right, good. They
Sure,
They
fine.
managed to keep that in there, which was really nice. And I liked that it was a, hey, we're opening your mind and enlightening you to this entire thing. And then, oh yeah, I gave your mom brain cancer.
Spoilers. Yeah.
I was a little
Hey,
sad.
we
that
said spoilers before this
I know we
entire
did. I was just
thing,
laughing.
I was a
Josh.
little sad that we only had 2 whatever hours for the movie, because it felt like everything got railroaded just a little too quickly for my taste. So the like getting to the planet Utopia, hey, it's not actually Utopia because all of these things it was too fast for it to be sufficiently unpredictable for my taste. Because you kind of knew, like, as soon as they got there, all right, what's wrong? What's the conflict? Where's the bad guy? Well, okay, it's probably ego. Okay, why? And so it was good. I liked it, but it was just a little too fast, especially because they kept, and it's due in part because they kept on switching to the Yondu, the rocket.
The rocket
thing.
Yondu
But
confrontation.
at the same time, I freaking loved the Yondu rocket thing. So I don't
that
want to get rid of
was-
that. That was the coolest thing. I loved the Yondu. I think that was my favorite character development in the movie was Yondu.
Definitely.
I think
Yondu
Yondu
and
stole
Rocket
the show for me.
like
did a
I'm,
great job.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah, that
There it
was
is.
so
that is
good.
going to be like
It's
the
so
most
good.
quoted
Is-
line in the whole
Is
movie.
Mary
possible.
Poppins cool? Yeah.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, that's going to be like
Oh,
the
God.
one-liner that this movie. And speaking of one-liners, I want to bring up something that I didn't really like about the movie. Which, again, like the movie, but some problems I did have was
Sure.
it felt like to amp up this from part 1, from volume 1, they wanted to amp up the one-liners, and I felt like
We addressed
Baby Groot.
characters did
Yeah.
one-liners
addressed
for no reason.
Drax
And-
definitely got them way
Well,
too much.
but Drax, I feel like is okay because I always take his character as a jokey
We get
character.
that
Yeah,
My
too.
he's
biggest
supposed
issue-
to be that kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Jumping
That-
ahead.
Nebula having her one-liner where she takes a bite out of the fruit, spits it out, and says,
Yeah, it wasn't
It's
right.
not-
it's not. Oh yeah.
that completely killed the whole scene for me because she's supposed to be this badass and she's not funny at all. She's like totally
Yeah,
serious about
she
everything.
is the
Yeah.
straight-laced character of the
Yeah.
of that series.
So
I would
her
agree.
giving that line, you could tell, wasn't because her character would say that line. Her character would never say that line.
Yeah.
It was because they had an ongoing
I
joke
was
and
gonna-
they
it
wanted
was
the
way
punchline.
funnier for everybody to keep taking it away from her and be like, "It's not ripe. It's not
Yeah.
ripe.
Yeah.
It's not right."
I will
that was fine.
I will
I-
say that they did a really nice job, and I think that the fact that it was Baby Groot was in this movie, they couldn't rely on Groot to be the comedic relief the entire time, and it
Although
forced
he
them.
was adorable still.
Well, yes, he
Yeah.
was adorable, and that's fine, but he couldn't be the "I am Groot" that everyone was seeing in the first one, because any time that a scene was just being kind of not really having something to go on, they could rely and fall back on Rocket and Groot. And now they had to let Rocket actually form these relationships with the other characters. So you saw him actually get closer to Yondu. You saw him get closer with his interaction with Drax. And Drax actually, I feel, really shone in this movie as
He
a
really
character.
did. I
think
liked his
Batista
character
did an
development.
incredible job again with the character, and the evolution that we saw of Drax and who he was as a character.
What's her name?
Mantis.
Mantis.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
the servant
that,
girl.
that was the one scene that I felt like Drax shined. I kind of wish we had more of that
I'm
where
ugly.
Drax got to be less jokey and more personable when
I
he
agree.
was telling the story about
I'm ugly inside.
you know his family
Wait.
to Mantis, and then she puts her hand on him and she starts bawling because she can feel how much pain
Like
he's
the
in.
profound sadness.
But yet Drax is not bawling because he has it all inside of himself. That was powerful. Like that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I
that
wish we
was,
got more
one
of
of the
that
best.
from Drax because that actually made Drax feel like a real person instead of just a funny character.
It was good that they stepped back from the quips, the one-liners, and were like, yes, Drax
Yeah.
is this really deep character. And getting back to, when he was angry at for he lost his family. And
yeah.
And that kind of gets lost a little bit sometimes. But then you bring it back and go, no, this guy is a really deep character.
yeah, he is the character that cares for everyone
there,
else.
there are some
in the
really
group
good lines.
more than anyone else. I think he
Yeah.
has, to him, the entire Guardians group is his family. They have replaced his family that have been murdered. And while the others like, yes, this is a family now, to Drax, this really is. And he will do anything in his power to always save everyone or make sure that everyone is okay. And when he thought that Peter Quill at the very end hadn't made it,
Yeah, that was a powerful
he
scene too.
was the saddest of everyone. You know, Gamora was sad, and she's like, wait, where's Peter?
But she gets it. You know?
Yeah, but Drax is like, he's still kind of a child in that aspect. And he's like...
Although wasn't it Drax who was keeping Gamora from going after Peter?
No.
Or was it the other way around? Like, I know that, like, people were trying to go after Peter, and they were like, no, you can't.
No, Rocket stopped it.
shoots
that's what it
Gamora.
is.
and,
Gamora
like,
was
you
going to
know,
go for Peter. Rocket shoots her.
That's
and
what it is.
Takes her down. Because
God,
Rocket's like,
that
I'm
was-
not losing more friends.
That was a hell of a scene. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of that moment in the movie, that brings me to another one-liner that I didn't like, that I thought broke up the feeling of that scene too much, was when they snap on the rocket jet onto the back of Drax, and he's like, oh, my nipples. Like,
Oh, God,
I knew the
yeah.
joke was going to be there because they made a reference to it earlier, but like this whole dramatic part, everyone's dying or could die.
I think that they were trying too hard to make it funny.
Exactly.
I could have done without that. I think that just making the joke that he didn't like to wear it because it chafed his nipples, that was funny.
All right, let's figure this part out.
That he
Do this.
that he didn't like to wear it because it chafed his nipples. That was funny enough. Let that be like
that was
that
funny.
natural moment where like, oh yeah, it's funny that he doesn't like that because he doesn't wear a shirt. Oh.
If he felt like if he made a little uncomfortable noise when they did it, like something a little bit more subtle,
Yeah,
it would have
I'd
gone
be like, there's
a
a-
longer way. Because, you know, the moment's not appropriate to make the comment, but he still has that feeling, so make it like a subtle, like, you know, more visual
you
comedy
don't have to
instead of
bash
just telling
somebody
it.
over the head with the comedy. Subtlety is its own form of comedy. Like
And you
having
could do that with the Nebula part too. And when she took the bite of the fruit, she could just spit it out
Just like-
and not said anything. And
Spits it
we
out
know
and kinda
why
I would
that's
have liked
funny.
that a lot.
spits
yeah,
it
we
out
know
and
why
kind of
that's
like
funny,
looks
but no
at
one
it
else
with
does.
disgust and kind of like chucks it away.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
All right, here we go. We're gonna make me not interrupt and be an asshole.
And
Spits it out.
Not said anything, and
Yeah,
we know why
I would
that's
have liked
funny.
that a lot.
Spits
Yeah,
it
we
out
know
and
why
kind of
that's
like
funny,
looks
but no
at
one
it
else
with
does.
disgust and kind of like chucks it away.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been funny as well.
RSS is now 20%
But yeah, overall, the
less
movie
of an
was
asshole
good. There were
in
just
this episode.
that comedic stuff. Sometimes it felt like it was trying to be too funny. It didn't feel quite as genuine as the first movie.
Yeah.
But
What
I
do you
did like the
guys-
character development. I
What
did
did you
like.
guys think of
Yeah.
Ego himself? Like
I
well,
loved
actually,
him as a character.
Ego himself and how they did the backstory with Peter's mom. Because I
the
had some thought. I had some.
the initial
I don't know,
like
kinda
opening flashback was kind of meh.
yeah,
I actually
That's
like
a
that.
phrase,
I didn't mind
Gootsy.
that. And I found out after the fact that it's not as much CG as I thought.
yeah.
A lot of it was prosthetics actually for young Kurt Russell. I mean, I thought they
Okay.
did the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing where they just CG'd
De-aged
his whole
him.
face.
Yeah.
But they actually did a lot more practical
Practical.
special effects for that
That's
scene
pretty
than
cool.
digital.
That's neat. I just I don't know. I could have. I guess they had to do it because they hadn't introduced the characters, so that when we saw him later on, we're like, oh, that's the same guy.
And they had to do the seed planting. I had weird feelings about like the seed planting and how they did the. Oh, he's got the power. He's expanding on every
Exactly.
planet, and I was like,
I was okay with that. They did the thing that I think a lot of movies did that I don't like, or do that I don't like, is they turn the bad guy into a CG monster at the end.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they make him like
they,
a big.
They had to amp
Well,
up the power
but
scale.
they
slightly.
did towards that was like a moment where he was the big CG bad guy, but then they
The
did
Swarm, yeah.
they did have the really cool Avatar-esque flying around beating the shit out of each other moment, which
is
I
great. Yeah, like,
really thought was good. And
they were still able to amp up the action, but not have them completely be CG at the end, which is nice.
And actually,
that's always my worry.
That moment of comedy, I actually really liked.
Are you talking about the Pac-Man part?
Yes.
Oh, that was
again not my favorite. If
I
they would have
liked
been
it.
more subtle with it, it would have been my favorite. If like instead of it being a yellow Pac-Man right from the start, if it was just a yellow ball or like a slightly yellow ball, and then at the very end it just like barely opens its
I think
mouth.
so,
You're
but
like,
at the same time,
oh, he
Thanos
made
as a
Pac-Man.
character
Okay,
never like
I feel
becomes
like
this
subtlety would have been
gigantic
better there.
No,
CG
I
monster.
disagree with that. That one
I mean, he
think
becomes, like-
was Peter Quill being Peter Quill,
I guess
and
he
going back
does,
to the moment
like,
where
thinking
he
about
was
it.
like, "I would make a giant statue of Pac-Man," or
No,
whatever.
I get, yeah.
Like,
obviously, there was a callback to that.
there
but
was a lot of
Yeah.
okay. There is going to be a payoff of that line later on, but that payoff I was okay with.
It kind of struck me as being a little bit like one of the only good moments in the Green Lantern movie was when he was pulling himself out of the sun with the fighter jets.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, this is, the fighter jet is something that is quintessentially Hal Jordan. And
Yes.
the Pac-Man thing is like, Peter never really left the 80s.
No, exactly. He's still a child,
He
and
is
he's still dealing
So
with
much
this.
that.
And that was pretty
I
cool.
just cracked my neck and it felt really good. I'm
liked
sorry about that,
And
chat.
By the way, what's a Zoom? No.
What's this?
How'd you feel about the 5 post-credit scenes?
I could have
That's-
done without
I think that's something that might need to be addressed.
I could have. I think they are doing too much now of these post-credit scenes.
Like, I don't think they didn't add anything. I'm
Like,
gonna be
Have them
Okay, so
have them as
they
like
did
a
add some
DVD.
things.
Have them as a
Yes.
DVD extra.
yeah,
Don't or Blu-ray
even,
extra.
or even
Like,
hell, release it on YouTube. Like,
Yeah,
put a YouTube short out
but
with like
but
little
don't
scenes.
put it in the middle of the credits where everyone wants to sit and see what the next thing is that they're going to tease for the
it
next
felt-
movie when they didn't do that.
It felt really
yeah.
weird and uncomfortable, and I'm like,
can
oh,
hold
they're
300
doing. They did this
songs.
thing where certain parts of the text were "I am Groot," and then it transitions
I
to
liked
the
that.
actual text.
I thought that was
and
funny.
I liked it, but at the same time, I'm going, they're doing this to keep us distracted while we wait for the next post-credit scene.
Yeah, and that's exactly
And
what they're
I was
doing.
like,
Yeah.
so, can we? If we had 2 scenes, they could have still done that, but it wouldn't have felt like they were just doing something to keep us occupied.
I guess my feeling about it was I don't feel like it was the same as other Marvel movies. I feel like it was doing something that you actually see a lot of animated movies do, where they have these like little extras at the end of the movie, where it's like
true.
they open up a little window and it's like a funny thing's happening on the side while you're watching the credits.
I
You
think
see
I
that in
would've-
Pixar movies all the time.
I think I would have liked that more, actually. Keep the credits running,
Yeah,
but do that sort of picture-in-picture thing. I would
Yeah.
like that more than a complete
A
cutaway
big
from the,
big smash cut to the guy playing with the arrow.
yeah,
which was
Oh,
funny. Again,
It was
funny. It
funny.
was cute.
I
but
enjoyed each of them. I
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
each
There's
of
nothing-
the,
I had
the
nothing against
videos,
them.
but I could have done with them being delivered in a slightly different fashion.
Also, I knew that there were 5. I didn't know what they were going to be, but
Yeah.
it was actually kind of odd because the way they were set up, I wasn't sure how many had happened.
All right, we're back.
Like 2 of them, like
I'm trying to
ran
cut out like
together
when the part
Yeah,
goes by
way for
because that's
me, and I was
loud
like,
and
are we on
annoying.
3 or 4 now?
Well, I think that's also because you knew that going in. If you didn't know how many
Yeah.
there was,
Yeah, I
it
didn't
would
know
make
how
it
many
funny.
there were, so I was like,
That's true.
Is it done?
Yeah.
And
The
some of
lights
them
went up
had
further.
payoffs and some of them didn't. I do feel like it was a cool little scene to see Sylvester Stallone's character, which I don't know if you guys know.
I love the Ravagers. just
That's
that
the
group-
original Guardians of the
original-
Galaxy
yeah.
team
I
at
looked,
the end
I
of
looked around at that, and I thought that was really cool. And that implies possibly that they might be, because they're getting the team back together.
James
they
Gunn
mi- they
pretty much
might-
said that they might be in the next movie, but
That's
they're
what
not
I
going to be
mean,
a
yeah.
main focus of the
Right.
next
I
movie.
mean, obviously, like the new Guardians are the main
Guardians, yeah.
in this run of the universe. That's fine.
I will say while I liked the setup of Stan
I
Lee
lost
showing
my-
up.
All right, hold on. I gotta fix that. I repeated it because I heard that during the actual thing.
While I liked
There we go. Fixed it.
While I liked the setup of Stan Lee showing up, I'm sad that they like hit us with a brick and said, "Oh, it's the same dude."
I actually thought that was a cool idea.
Well,
I wish they
so-
wouldn't have done it twice.
So this was
I don't like the fact
right.
that they had him in the movie and then also in the post credits. I
Right.
feel like that was unnecessary.
The fan theory for a long time has been that Stan Lee was the same person.
Yeah, the Ravager
but
story
just
with
showing
Gundy
up
was
as-
really cool.
yeah, different
I really
characters.
liked that
And then
extra little bit.
that was pretty much confirmed by Gunn before the movie came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, then he's like a Watcher or a Beyonder or something."
Yeah, they're called the
Something.
Watchers. It's like a race who all they do is like record history and they don't ever interfere in history.
Yeah, there's actually a run of comics called What If from the Marvel Universe, which is the Watchers saying, here's an alternate universe that is like, what if Loki had been the one to take Thor, like to raise Mjolnir?
Yeah.
What would that universe be like?
And like all the ramifications of it. It's really cool, and I like the Watchers. I've always liked the fan theory. One thing I thought was interesting is he didn't go all the way as making him a Watcher. He made him a pawn of the Watchers. Like he's a human who is doing their bidding.
Because
for
at the
them.
end they leave him, and he's like, "I need a ride home." You know?
Yeah, so that's kind of a funny thing or interesting thing. They didn't go all the way with it. They didn't make him a Watcher. They just made him a human who is being used by the Watchers.
But
I thought that one could have been cut out.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I agree.
give me the cameo. Don't give me the thing at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
Yeah, I think that's the fun thing about the Stan Lee cameos is it's a one-off, and then it's gone.
Yeah, I didn't like having a double take there. The Adam Warlock, they set that up in the
Yeah,
post
they
credits.
did.
Interesting new origin story for Adam Warlock, so that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. He is probably going to be the big bad in the next movie, Gunn said.
Which makes complete sense.
Yeah, exactly. No problems with that. And then we kind of briefly talked about whichever one did we miss far? Oh, the teenage Groot, which the adolescent Groot. Gunn wants to make sure we all know that's not teenage Groot. That's adolescent.
And that I actually thought was funny.
I
No,
like,
that was a good one.
Like, had that been done in the old style of the post credits or the during credit scenes, I would have been totally fine with that. That was funny as hell to me.
I
really
like
liked
Dad
it.
Quill. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah, Dad
a
Quill's
lot.
great. I love the whole thing.
It's like Dayquil,
The other one
only
with the
not.
whistling, what's his character's name?
I
Kraglin.
never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I love the fact that Sean Gunn is such a big character in this movie. That's James Gunn's brother.
That was such a cool thing.
Kraglin.
Yeah.
And he was in the first movie, and he also does all any scenes where Rocket is in. On set, Sean Gunn plays Rocket.
Oh,
like
that's even funnier.
gets
then.
down low and pretends like he's the raccoon for the actors to have a visual representation of Rocket. So the fact that he is now like a bigger part in this movie, I hope he's in the next one. I hope he's a bigger part as well, because I feel like he is a really cool character.
Well, he kind of has to step up and fill Yondu's shoes, so to speak, or the
yeah, Gunn pretty much said that
fin.
he might not have the fin. He might not do the whole,
But he has the fin.
which
Well,
he's trying it,
he's
and he might
practicing
decide
with
to
it.
be like, no,
Yeah.
this was Yondu's thing. I'm gonna be my own. I'm gonna be my own guy.
Exactly.
Which is, I think is good. Like that would be fine.
Yeah. So I don't think he'll have the fin in the third movie, but he is going to be in it. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think that's all the post-credit scenes. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah. I think we pretty much covered the stuff that we wanted to cover. At least the stuff that I
I still
wanted
think
to
this is one of the better Marvel movies. Even
I really
with my
liked it.
complaints,
I think
it's
so.
still one of the better ones.
I liked the first one more,
Definitely.
to be honest, but
Yep.
this one was still very up there
Yeah.
in terms of everything that was done, everything that was covered, and everything that kind of needed to be covered. I think it did it very
Yeah.
well.
I like Sean. I
I'm-
think that
I'm
he
more
is
excited
getting
for the
recognition
cosmic
that he deserves.
Marvel universe, cinematic universe, than I am for the Earth cinematic
I
universe.
agree.
Yeah.
I-
I
Exactly,
think
good
there's
too.
more possibilities.
I want Spider-Man to be good. That will be my ending
Yeah,
statement.
I'm hopeful. I hope it doesn't ride on the back of Robert Downey Jr. I don't
Yes.
want it to be good, but only because Iron Man's in it movie.
Tom Holland, the actor kid, he is fantastic. I
He
love
looks-
everything.
I liked him in Civil War. And
Yeah,
I'm-
everything he's done
you know?
in this, and like all his social media presence and the way he acts, I feel like he's the first Spider-Man that I feel like gets the Spider-Man and
Yep.
Peter Parker.
They've been
Like,
trying to dial it in.
yeah, he's
Since-
both.
The
Tobey
last two have
Maguire.
been good at one, but
All right, let's see if I can get William to shut up again. I was debating with myself if I wanted to do it, and I do. I just want to get rid of that.
Spider-Man and
yep.
Peter Parker.
They've been
Like,
trying to dial it in.
yeah, he's
Since-
both.
The
Tobey
last two have
Maguire.
been good at one, but not the other, and I think
Yeah.
Tom might actually have both.
Yeah,
That would
I'm
be
just
great.
worried about the whole fact that Marvel doesn't have complete
Yeah,
control of
agreed,
this property.
agreed,
Since
Fingers
Sony.
crossed.
So I'm worried Sony's gonna
I
Sony it up.
I
and ruin it.
really think that if the movie does
I
well,
don't think there will be.
it will
I think
give
that they're
Marvel
gonna just
the
let it be its
ammo
thing.
to say, let us keep doing this and earning you money.
Exactly. Don't screw up this character because
Let us
he could
have
be a big part
this.
of our universe.
Let us have this. Let us make him
Because he has
a
the costume, at
gigantic
least.
part of this universe.
Seemingly has the costume from
and
the beginning of the movie.
have money. It's fine. You guys can have it. We want him because we're gonna get so much more out of him than anything else.
Yeah.
Because Civil War really needed him. Infinity War really needs
I mean,
him.
they don't need him. Let's be honest. They can write these movies without him in it.
I
it's a better universe with him in it.
yes.
I like the Marvel universe
As
better
a-
with Spider-Man.
As a fan of the comics, the
Yes.
fact that he is in them and the fact that he is filling at least some of the role that he is supposed to
You're a
makes
towel.
me very happy.
Yeah. But with that said, I'm still more excited for the Thor movie than I am for the Spider-Man movie because the Thor movie takes place in the cosmic universe, whereas Spider-Man takes place on Earth.
I'm still
Yeah.
I'm
I wanna-
all
Alrighty, hold on. I fucked this. Do 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 do.
Takes place on Earth.
I'm still
Yeah.
I'm
I
all
want to see
about Spider-Man.
Thor and Hulk have like Starsky and Hutch
Because
wacky adventures across the cosmos.
Yeah.
I want to
Anyway,
see that.
By the next time that we record something, we'll have probably at least seen Wonder Woman. So we'll talk
Maybe.
about that, I'm sure,
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit.
Hey, maybe it'll be sooner.
Yeah.
Possibly.
maybe it will
Probably
be
not,
sooner.
but maybe.
Possibly. I promise nothing, though.
Here's what you do. If we record one next week, you edit the part out where and you make it seem like we're like, yeah, we wouldn't have watched Wonder Woman.
Now I'm
I don't
going
know
to
what
leave
you
it because
said,
I'm
but I
lazy.
believe you.
Do more effort for covering my
I'm lazy.
I know.
And with that, thank you
All
for
right.
hanging out. Thank you for being here. And as always, gentlemen, GG.
GG.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Hey, alright, cool. Boop. Cut that. Put that. Cool. So that's all done. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Save. Alright, we're going to jump to the front. We're going to get rid of this track. Blah, that was bad. Alright. Hey, remember we talked about that grouping thing? Yeah. That was almost terrible. Open these. Don't close. Oh, it's over here. That's annoying. Okay. Copy the old track. Put this at 1 second. Paste track. Get rid of these things. Listen back to make sure things are good. Bring it down just a smidge.
I always like the different versions of the word sink because there's, kitchen sink.
Fade
and
out.
There is audio.
Save it. Life is bueno. All right, we're good to go. So that is all finished up. I'll show you the last part because I don't think I've shown this part on stream, which is kind of annoying, but it's not the worst thing in the world. All right, so that's where we're going. We're going to go to 2040. That is going to be our final thing. So we're going to go to here, bring up this, which is over here. Nope, stop it. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use BNC, or what's called bounce. Bouncing is the finalization, and we're going to send it as an MP3. I always have it start at 111, and then we just choose the actual last measure. In this case, it's going to be 2040. You can do partial measures, but I like to just keep it as a round measure number just because that makes it easy. It makes sure that you don't miss anything. You're not harming anything by having it run over just by a little bit. You have two options for how you can bounce it. Logic is nice because it allows you to bounce offline, which means you don't have to listen back to the entire thing. Real time means that you are literally going and having it render each second and listening back usually while that's happening. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead, do offline. We're not going to normalize it because normalizing would mean that everything gets brought down in audio. Don't want to worry about that. I don't mess around with any of these. I just bounce the sucker. All right, episode 122, bounce, and we go. My disk is almost full. Okay, so I'm actually going to clear some stuff while I am waiting. All right, cool. We got 7.9 gigs available. We're getting a little full. Actually, let's go ahead. I'm going to clear out some stuff while we are waiting here. I can clear out these. Yeah. Clear out all that. I think I can get rid of all those actually, which is nice. Anything else that's in here that I need to get rid of? Oh, I can get rid of that. 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 I apparently had a Steam DMG. Skip. That's fair. You need to get a Tushy Shark in there. That would work. Or Left Shark, depending on how you want to look at it. I like Tushy Shark. Tushy Shark is probably one of my favorite emotes on all of Twitch. All right. Now it's actually converting it to the MP3. Whose emote is that? Oh, nice. That's a pretty good one too. I like that emote. All right. We are almost finished there. All right. We need to think up an actual... no, I think what we'll just do is call this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Spoiler Cast. I think that'll be easy. It'll keep it so that it's actually titled so that people don't feel like they're getting bum rushed. And be polite about that kind of thing. Jazz hands. Yeah. I like jazz hands. Jazz hands are good. This is the most boring part of everything, is actually like putting this all together. And then it's actually just uploading it to the website as well. So I'm going to call it there. I think that's going to be a good place for us to end. thank you guys for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy these. I know that I certainly do. Again, I'll say it. If you haven't already followed, please make sure you do. I try and do these every time that I do a podcast episode. I try and put this up and stream the editing process, post it online, all that wonderful stuff. Now there's a tentacle, so that's always fun, I suppose. It's kind of like a worm, only weird. Thank you for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. And stuff. Go see the movie if you haven't. If you have, it's good. I'm glad. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I appreciate you all. Thanks a lot. Bye.